You're gonna need a bigger studio.
Welcome. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts are here. Another Jim Norton selection, The Candyman.
Certainly was.
You just love a friendly, upbeat song to start the morning.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's drink to your headphones. Let's drink to my headphones. We have a good show today. We have Cowboy Cerrone. We have some coming in shortly. A lot of these guys were scheduled for 8 because we were starting at 7, and this week we're starting at 8. So Cowboy will be in shortly promoting. He's fighting Kelvin Gastelum at 205 here in New York.
He was walking around. He's a UFC fighter, obviously, but he wears a cowboy hat everywhere. And he was walking around Times Square as the naked cowboy for their Twitter.
Was he really?
Yeah, I saw it on their Twitter account last night. That's how I know for a fact he's got a great body.
Sam's been commenting on how great Donald Cerrone's body is. It's really creeping everybody out.
Well, it is and he also fights like at least 4 times a year, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which means he's in shape all the time.
Yeah, it's the type of schedule I've tried to keep, where it's just nonstop battle.
In what aspect?
Well, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
To embarrass me.
We also have Impractical Jokers coming in.
Yes.
And Joanna.
And Jedrzejczyk.
How did you learn how to pronounce that?
Because I've said it a lot.
Did you say it at home last night?
No, I've
just practicing.
Yeah.
Joanna.
Jedrzejczyk. Yeah.
Joanna and Jay.
That's as close as I'm going to get. That's not 100%.
She'll probably be impressed by that.
I don't think so.
She's another UFC competitor.
She's the strawweight champion. She's probably the best pound-for-pound fighter. I think she is.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, there's people that would say it's Demetrius Johnson, and she's not ranked that way, but she's my favorite as far as just purely being good.
Which is ironic because at one point Dana White said he wasn't going to have female fighters at all.
He did, yeah. I think I broke that barrier.
You did?
I did. I got beat up, and he said, "You fight like a girl." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm still standing." He's like, "All right."
Oh, I'd like to see this professionally.
So, yeah, we have a few things to address today, which we will address.
Of course. We'll address some of the YouTube viral
sensations
hits. The sensations, yeah. That would be justified, I think.
Of course.
But we'll do that after.
Yeah, we'll do that
Cowboy.
before 9, and we'll hang with Cowboy for a little bit. That's a good picture of all of us, by the way. Did you? I retweeted the photo of you and 4 killers.
Yeah. I wanted to say that. I think that caption is misleading. I don't know. It's a picture of myself, Frankie Edgar, all the fighters from yesterday, and Jim. And Jim is associating himself with the killer. Although people on Twitter were kind enough to mention that it would be accurate if you're talking about hookers as well.
What, saying that I'm a hooker killer?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was not my intention. I like how Tyron Woodley doesn't want you touching him.
No, he doesn't.
Frankie was happy.
He
happy to be with the boys.
He was.
Tyron was not.
He was. And Wonder Boy, he was such a nice guy. I was watching him yesterday morning because Tyron had like. He had a pretty serious expression on his face the whole time.
He's a scary guy.
At any moment. Right. He conveyed scariness. Whereas Wonder Boy was just like, "Hey guys, how's it going, everybody?" Like he seemed happy and fun and jovial.
Yeah. They see very different guys in interviews and different temperaments.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a great fight. I can't wait for 205. I'm really, really excited. I hope I get to go.
Did you watch the press conference last night?
No. I probably should have, but I was working.
Conor McGregor went ahead and stole the show.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
I was surprised.
He started running his mouth quite a bit.
Was he smashing Eddie Alvarez?
He was smashing everybody. Who was one of the other guys?
Jeremy Stevens is who Frank Edgar's fighting.
Right, and he challenged Conor McGregor in the middle of the press conference. He's like, "I want to fight Conor." And Conor looked back. He's like, "Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is that guy? I don't know who he is." And then he started saying he was going to take he's going to have a belt on each shoulder, and you were going to need a fucking army to take them off of him.
Yeah, he's a really he's an interesting guy, man, because it's like you want to hate him.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see Nate Diaz smash him. But fuck, he beat him in a 5-round decision. Nobody won money picking that. Nobody.
Well, that's what's happened so many times, right? Is these guys who are so good at talking shit end up losing fights, and then they're kind of one and done. They're flash in the pan.
Who the fuck is that?
He keeps winning. You want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
Here it is from the UFC press conference yesterday.
Hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're like, who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that? Oh my God. I don't know. When I take that guy's belt, Leprechaun. Oh, good one. When I take that guy's belt, I'm looking around. I don't know what anyone else has for me around here. I might have to jump up and fucking drag Floyd Mayweather out of bed and see what the fuck he's at again.
Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, that's embarrassing.
And by the way, the whole time he's humiliating. Who the fuck is he? Dana White is just giggling the whole time. He loves it.
That got a big laugh.
He loves it. Yeah,
Ooh.
nailed it.
That got a thunderous laugh.
And you know you've been nailed if you listen. Jeremy's like response was, "You know who I am. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
We've talked.
Yeah. Remember from before?
Oh.
Who the fuck is he?
We should bring in
Cowboy Cerrone.
and if he's finished with his breakfast.
Yeah. He's probably a healthy eater with that body.
I would hope so.
Yeah, he probably has to take in the cows, but he works them off is the thing.
You should mention that to him.
I will. I'll tell him.
How was what did Eddie Alvarez say? Eddie doesn't seem like a big shit talker.
I mean, yeah,
He's just a Philadelphia thug.
Yeah.
Eddie is a Philadelphia thug.
He is. The big takeaway was that Conor McGregor just went in and got all worked up and was just running his mouth the whole time, which is all that UFC could really ask for.
They love him.
Yeah.
He's the biggest draw.
Yeah, he really is. I was home, like, for the first time last night, being back on this schedule. I realized after my wife got home from work, it was the first time I've seen my wife and, like, eaten dinner at home and done that during the week in a year or more.
That would explain why on her Snapchat she was just crying. Happy to see you.
Disappointed
Yes.
that I was home. Her usual patterns had been, yeah. It was so, and then I went to bed at like 11 and just laid there because I'm used to going to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning now. Nothing that I was able to do. I didn't nap. I didn't do anything. I just laid there waiting. Look at him.
I'm just watching Eddie Alvarez.
Look at him.
Conor's great for the UFC, but fucking Eddie Alvarez, man, I really like him.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a UFC fan, and there's people that don't like the fight, how do you know? I guess, how do you not get psyched for this? If you don't like it, you don't like it, but fuck.
Well, yeah, the only way you wouldn't get psyched for it is if you don't know who they are. Like, everybody gets psyched for Conor McGregor fights because he makes them, but there's a lot of people who don't know who Eddie Alvarez is.
I watched McGregor's last fight at Michael Che's house, and there was a lot of guys that didn't really fuck.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. SNL friends. Oh, Mr. Hollywood.
Yes. That's correct. She should say that without irony.
Oh.
Mr. SNL friend, Mr. Hollywood friend.
Mr. Hollywood.
I'll accept that.
Here comes Cowboy Cerrone coming in.
Hello, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Nada.
How's it going?
Right now, we're in.
Yeah, we're on.
That was quick.
We started it.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How you guys?
We're good. I was watching some of the videos that you were shooting in Times Square yesterday as the Naked Cowboy.
We were trying to find him.
You didn't find him?
No, I guess he charges $5,000 an hour.
No.
For what?
Yeah, you can rent him. He was trying to get the OC to rent him for an hour, so he no-showed on us.
Oh, so he didn't show up to Times Square because he knew you wanted him there because normally he charges.
Yeah, they were like negotiating back and forth, and I don't know if it was him or who someone that negotiates for him. And so he was like, "Yep, we'll be right here at noon." And we were like, "Great." And then they started asking for money. So then and the UFC was like, "No, we're going to give you tons of publicity."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Anyways, he didn't. He was a no-show.
What a dope.
Stupid.
Why wouldn't you want to be associated with such a massive event? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
His dance moves.
You're very fluid. I assumed you would be. Very good.
Yeah.
Now, did people know that you're not the real Naked Cowboy? He sues people over that shit.
Come on.
Not like over if you really pretend to be him like that, they wouldn't. But like
we had a friend who's an old lady named Sandy Kane.
Yeah.
Who was a stripper.
older lady. Let's not
Yeah, well, she's an aged woman.
Yeah.
But she was a stripper for a long time, and she went out there as the naked cowgirl, and he sued her. That's her.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was a stripper 80 years ago.
Yeah. Very, very long time ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
But she went out and said, "I'm the naked cowgirl." And the Naked Cowboy sued her for it.
Yeah. And then he regretted being involved in litigation with her, because then she showed up for court and was actually enjoying it. And he's like, why am I involved with this?
But I mean, how she's a naked cowgirl not even the same thing. How can you sue somebody?
He said it was way too close.
How can you sue somebody when you're a gimmick yourself standing? I mean, it's like him suing Elmo and all the people down there taking pictures for $5.
Well, it'd be like if you went out there in like a little yellow costume and said, "Hi, I'm Little Bird." Instead of Big Bird, they go, "It's a play off what we're doing." That's I guess what it was.
But he didn't invent the cowboy, right?
Yeah, no.
Cowboy's been around forever.
So is naked, but I guess he put them together first.
I mean, I feel like I'm a naked cowboy a lot.
You certainly are.
Yeah. But you stay in good shape. You have a great body.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, of course,
Sam has been commenting on that.
Okay. Well, look,
it's uncomfortable.
It's not uncomfortable.
It is. For him, it is.
No. You know.
He's not looking me in the eyes telling me that. So
no, of course not. No. He'd prefer you were behind him while he yelled it over his shoulder.
All right,
but you have to stay in shape all the time.
Absolutely.
Like, you're fighting constantly.
Constantly.
At any point, like, you don't go through a period where you want to just rest from it?
No, man, it's a weird feeling. Like, as soon as I'm done with one fight, I'm always on the phone calling to get it in because I feel like almost like I'm unemployed. It'd be like you guys doing a show today, and then you're like, well, what do we do next? And you're like, I don't know. I guess we'll just wait for them to call us. And you're like, no, we want to do a show next weekend. Like, let's, so that's how I feel. I literally feel like almost unemployed when I go home. So all I need is a date. I don't ever need a who. I don't care who it is. I just need, tell me the next step in my chapter of life so I can keep moving, But no, I don't like to take time off. I screw off all the time. Like, I'm here for a week, and it doesn't bother me, staying busy and staying training all the time allows me to come to New York for a week and not have to think like, oh God, I got to do all these shows, I got to do all this media, and I got to figure out where I can train. No, I can just relax, go have beers, hang out with my friends, and just chill. It doesn't bother me. So
I never thought of that, but yeah, you guys don't know who you're fighting from one to the next, so you're done. That's like the end of your employment temporarily.
Literally, I mean, some guys take 6-8 months off. You know what I mean? I don't know what they do with their bank account, but doesn't go as fast as mine, obviously, because I need to stay busy.
That's what it is. You're part of that, just staying employed.
Yeah, staying employed.
And you have an 8-fight deal you signed. Is this the first of those next 8 fights?
Yeah, this will be the first of the next 8 fights.
And what's the time frame for 8?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, 4 times a year. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So your contract, but that's what you're contracted to do. Like, you're gonna do.
Gonna do it.
4 fight.
At least, maybe more. I like 6, 7. Let's
you
go.
do?
Oh fuck yeah! Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
It's amazing. Yeah, some guys take so much time off, and it's like every other card. It feels like you're on.
The average guy is what, 2 times a year, 3 times if they're lucky. Yeah, no. Let's go. Let's run it.
What's the longest you've had to sit because of an injury?
No, I've never been injured.
Oh, no problem.
Well, I'm injured all the time, but all those injuries are so far away from my heart that it doesn't matter. So, just keep moving.
You just work past them.
Work past them, man.
Do people get, because like I feel like before guys like you were coming around, it was like the standard, right? Like people who were just spectators would be like, well, you can only do this 2 or 3 times a year. That's just the toll it takes on your body.
Yeah.
And then you start showing up and you're like, no, you can't. You can do it a lot more often if you want.
A lot more often, yeah.
I'd be annoyed if I was a fighter. I'd be like, you're blowing it. I want to do a nice
but it's
2
funny
fights
because
a year.
as a fighter, I mean, the guys would be like, I'll fight anyone anytime until it's time to fight anyone anytime. Like the UFC, and they're like, ooh, yeah. That's not a good matchup. And like, I'm hurt. And so it's just funny to me. You have all these guys that talk about like, oh yeah, I'll fight anyone. It doesn't matter any weight. Let's do it. And then they call upon them and they're like, oh, yeah, well, I was gonna. And then, so it's just bullshit, but whatever.
Have you gotten a last minute call? What's a great last minute fight you've gotten or
It was Ben Henderson. It was 10 days after a fight I just had. So yeah. I was literally driving home from Vegas in my RV, and Dana called, and so I just kept the RV rolling straight to Boston.
Oh, you just kept going.
Kept driving right through.
Wow.
Didn't even go home. Still had blood on my shorts from the last fight, so it was good.
Yeah.
How do you do it that quick though? Because
What do you mean? It's all mental.
Really?
Sure.
So you don't really have to sit there and
The only problem with the Ben fight is the fight before that was a Miles Jury, and he was laying on the ground. I kicked him a bunch, and I broke my foot. So I went into the Henderson fight with a broken foot, but I mean, it is what it is.
So when you have a broken foot in a fight, do you know, because they said Conor was hurt and then he hurt his foot.
You have like so many bones in your feet. Like saying you have a broken foot is, I mean, it's not. I wasn't like crippled, couldn't walk. I just had like I couldn't like put a lot of pressure on. Just it heals up. I mean, but you just push through it.
You weren't afraid of kicking people too hard because you wanted to avoid getting your foot broken again?
Nah, you just keep kicking, and every time I hear shit break, I just know that's money in my bank account.
It must be a nice feeling to be just to be kicking somebody until your foot breaks. Like, you know, I gave him my best.
Yeah.
Like my body said, that's it, no more.
No more. Yeah, it's good. But you just keep going.
I hurt my foot for 8 months one time when I was crossing the street and I stepped like in a ditch and I twisted my ankle a little and I had a boot on my foot for 8 months.
You ever twist your ankle?
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, you're able to bounce back a little bit better though.
You don't take 8 months off.
I'll tell you what the worst pain I ever have is when I'm on my boat. Have you ever like stepped off something and you fucking hit your little pinky toe on the corner of the cooler?
Oh,
yeah.
That's like the worst pain you can have. So I do that a lot. I hit the little, yeah, but fighting, I mean, they're just like dull pain. I don't know. You don't really get that hurt, I guess.
How do you avoid injury? Because you even hear,
You just bring that shit face on. Let's go, motherfucker.
So when somebody goes like, I got injured in training, so the fight's off, you're like, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, that's just. So this is what happens. Like I said, the people. Let me tell you what that really is. They say they got hurt, but that's just someone saying, like this next opponent I have. Mm-hmm. He signed the contract for one if the UFC made him, forced him, and he really doesn't want to. So they're like always looking for an out. So as soon as they can say, because I can't tell you you're not hurt.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like if you have a broken bone, the UFC can say, show it to me, but I can't say you didn't pull your back.
Right.
So I can't prove you don't have pain. So they say, and now they pull out a fight with an excuse. They get to keep their contract. They don't look like they just said no to the contract, So it's like it's just stupid.
You think some guys really do that because they're scared of other guys?
Yeah, 98% of them do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's someone you know besides yourself that you would say would
Khabib.
never?
He's pulled out of the fight 5 times with me.
Oh, he has?
Yeah. We've signed the contract 5 times.
And he just doesn't want to fight you?
I don't know what it is. A lot of these guys like that. That's why they don't fight very often, because they let's say they've taken so many fights in the UFC, they worked their way up the ranks. Now they're sitting number 5 or number 8 in the world. Now they don't want to take. They want to hold that spot. You know what I mean? So they think that them holding on to that is. I don't know. Why wouldn't you want to fight?
Isn't he undefeated too?
Yeah, against who?
Right?
Against who? Exactly. Fuck him. Whatever.
When did you decide to be a cowboy? Like when you were fighting? Because like I always wondered. There's not a lot of. I like when MMA guys pick an identity like that.
Yeah,
like they come in the ring.
I guess my grandma calls me. That's like my name.
Yeah.
So it was weird because my whole life, my name is Cowboy, and then I came to the WC first before the UFC bought him.
Right.
And then they started calling me Donald, like announcing me Donald. I was like, damn, it was weird, like walking in places, hearing people call me Donald. And now it's back to people calling me Cowboy again. But yeah, that's just been my name.
That's just legit.
Forever. Yeah. I mean, my training partner back here, 15 years, that's what they call me. Like, that's like my name, So I don't know. It's just more like a way of life for me than anything.
What do you think of the title fight?
The Joker and Eddie. I hope Eddie goes. Someone please shut this dude up. Last night he was. I was gonna get on the horn and start getting after him, but I decided not to because you talk about him not people wanting to take fights. He two times I had the obligation to fight him, and he turned it down and took the easier fight. So
who, Conor?
Yeah, Conor. When he fought Diaz for the first time, I was flying. I just fought. So I was Sunday flying home. Dana calls me and asks me if I'd like to fight Conor, and that was for the Diaz first fight. And he declined me and took Diaz on because Diaz was in Mexico. Took the fight on 10 days' notice or whatever. But why would he want to fight me coming off a win? So yeah, my name was in the hat, and Conor and his people didn't pick me. So
you get annoyed when stuff like that happens because, like you said,
I get annoyed when he wants to talk about he's the best in the world, ball fight any blah blah blah, and then when it comes time, like there's a lot of that people don't know about, right, behind the scenes stuff. But I knew he was like, yeah, no. So we were trying, and I didn't even want to negotiate more money. I said, fuck you, let's go. I'll fight you for whatever. So
it wasn't even about the money that time.
No,
it was just about he's running his mouth about being the best.
And this dude, same thing like last night. He's good at when the cameras are on talking shit. You get him in the back, you don't say nothing.
Really?
Yeah, fuck no. Hell, I've been in the back many times with him. This shit he's doing right here, I wish a motherfucker would behind the thing in the curtain. Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
So and Eddie, and you've beaten Eddie,
right?
So
Eddie's tough. I hope Eddie goes out there and gets the win for sure. I'm rooting for him. I wish I had this fight. This fight I was lobbying for, the Eddie fight, but hey, it makes more sense so a lot of people say getting the Conor fight That's the money. Like you hear the people on the internet. That's the money fight. He's the money fight. It doesn't work like that. I'm obligated under contract to make X amount of dollars no matter who I fight. Unless you're a champion, which Eddie is. Because if you're a champion, then you get the pay-per-view dollars. So pay-per-view dollars, if Eddie were to fight me, probably not as many pay-per-view dollars as bring Conor in. So that's a smart fight for Eddie 1,000% not to pick me, to pick I understand that.
Sure.
So, yeah, people are always like, you need to take that Conor fight, that's the money. It's like, nah, it doesn't work like that, you guys. I wish it did.
You've made a lot of bonuses, though, like a lot of bonuses.
Yeah, it's just the way.
Is that your, like, do you go out there like, I want to make that extra money, I'm going to get that bonus, or can you not strategize like that?
I mean, you try, because you always want to finish somebody, you know, and you want to be an exciting fighter, but I don't ever think like that. But I always fuck around with everybody, and when I'm in the back, and I tell them, hey, man, don't be going after my bonuses, boy. You know what I mean? I definitely lobby around that, but no, you don't go out there just thinking I'm going to get a bonus. I mean, it's nice,
right?
50 grand, that's nice.
When you knocked out Rick Story, or when you did what you did to him, were you aware of how beautiful that was while you were doing it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I still don't even think it's that beautiful. That's like just an easy combo, 4-hit combo. I mean, it's just real basic. Everyone was like, "Wow, it was just great," but it's just a jab, cross hook with a kick. You know, I don't know.
That's even hard to say in a row.
It's fun, man. I love what I do. You know, yeah, it's good times.
And now will they let your family come to see you, or how does that work? Like, you know, if I do a gig and then like, all right, we're gonna have some people come, I get X amount of comp tickets. How did the UFC do that with you guys?
We get 4 tickets. 4 tickets.
Is that for every event, or is that just because it's
for
New York?
every event? So yeah, the wife and grandma, and then two of my friends come, and then we end up buying a lot more and whatnot.
Do they give you a deal on them when you buy them?
Sometimes not. New York City, not so much.
Oh no!
But yeah.
Oh no!
I have a feeling this is gonna be sold out before it even.
Yeah.
You know, before we even. So.
And it's a great card. I mean, it's like, just because it's New York, it's people have interest in it, but there's also, you know, you're fighting Calvin Gastelum. There's a lot of great fights on this card.
Oh man, from bell to bell, it's gonna be. I mean, for everyone listening, everyone going, I wouldn't just show. It's not like boxing, you know what I mean? Don't just show up for the Mayweather fight. You know what I mean? Yeah, like come early if you're a fight fan. I mean, from start to finish, this fight is going to be unbelievable. So I would definitely recommend everyone get there early, get your popcorn, get your Budweiser, and get ready.
That's the best part about going to UFC shows, I think, is that, like, all of a sudden this fight that nobody's talking about can be a fight of the night, and within 6 months, these guys, one of the guys is now a main event guy. And if you go early, you can see, you just don't know what you're going to see.
Well, a lot of times you get there, or you'll watch, like, say the main card, and you'll already see blood on the floor. Yeah. A lot of the prelims or the early fights, those guys are really hungry too, man. And it's like they want to make an impression, even though there's only half the people in the arena.
Absolutely, hell yeah.
How does your wife deal with the fact that you're, like, training and fighting constantly? It would appear.
Yeah, I mean, she loves it. Well, I don't know if she loves me being gone all the time, but. We have, at the ranch, we have our training right in our backyard, so it's literally at the house we train, you know, and she's there. Well, she likes the money, so when she can just, I call her Zorro because she swipes that credit card as much as she wants. So she enjoys that.
Right. She doesn't mind you providing.
How did you meet her? Is she involved in fighting at all, or no?
No, she knew nothing about it. I met her at a country bar in Amarillo, Texas. Yeah. She couldn't resist my dance moves, so it worked out all right.
So you're pretty comfortable, just like you're not shy when you wanted to meet a woman. You're pretty cocky, just
I wouldn't know about cocky.
Well,
but
comfortable.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable. Yeah, talking to women, definitely, especially in a country bar setting.
Yeah, that's probably where I would be least
effective.
Yeah, I'm not very effective in most settings, but I mean in that one I would really bat low.
You think
I would do terribly. Yeah, I would do very poorly.
When did you build the? When did you like have the ranch and be able to train at home?
Now. 8 years we've had it, and it's becoming a compound. We just keep adding on. We're building a swimming pool right now, so yeah, just keep growing it.
Do you have animals?
Bigger. Yeah, we have animals.
What do you have?
Everything: pigs, turkeys, chickens. Well, we used to have turkey and chickens. Now they got ate by the coyotes, so we got to get some more of those. But we got goats and horses. Yeah.
Do you eat the chickens and the pigs?
No, with the pigs we do. The chickens, no, not really. It's more trouble. To pluck a chicken's more trouble than it's worth. They just have them. I think just because if you need some cock-a-doodle-doodle going on in the morning, right? I don't know why we have chickens.
Just makes it feel like a ranch.
Yeah, we don't have them right now. We have geese. I have 6 annoying geese.
Geese?
You think a guard dog is important? You need to get a couple geese. Let someone come on your property that the geese don't know. they go crazy.
Really?
Yeah, chase you down, honk, like, honk, honk, honk. Yeah, like on a car alarm. Yeah, so.
That would annoy me so much. But they don't honk at you.
No, it's weird. I mean, they do when they're hungry. That's how you know it's time to feed them. But other than that, no, they're loud and annoying, though.
Were they your geese? They're not just wild geese?
They're my geese.
Oh, I didn't know geese could be kept.
Domesticated?
We have 5 geese and 1 gander, so 1 boy and 5 girls.
Not bad.
Great.
Not bad for the gander.
You know, he's been
not
fucking
bad.
when he honks. He honks quietly and half-heartedly. So if someone shows up, they'll let you know that there is a stranger about.
Absolutely.
Does that mean if you have a friend over, you're like, well, the geese have to get used to you, you know, that'll be fine?
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Plus, we have a lot of dogs, so they bark. And
What do you have? I live here in the city. I kind of want to get a dog, but I'm away too much, and there's no one in my life to take care of it. But I would love to have a dog to come home to.
we have 2 labs, a fat little bulldog, and a Great Dane.
That's great if you have all that space.
And a turtle. His name's Ninja. He's actually a tortoise.
How big is he?
Humongous. Well, he's a Socorro tortoise, so he's going to live to be 250 years old.
Wow.
You have to hand him down at my will. He's 4 years right now. He's big. He lives in our greenhouse.
What does he eat? Just plants?
Yeah, plants and marijuana.
Oh, really?
He doesn't fancy the taste very much. But
Does the turtle recognize you, or reptiles have no recognition at all? Or you don't know?
I don't know. He'll call. You can definitely feed him out of the hand, but I don't know if you could feed. I mean, if it's me or if you, I don't know if there's any. If he knows, oh, there you are. But he'll walk up to you. He's pretty, cautious around people, but. He's heavy as shit. If you pick him up, cool, really cool. He has armor all over his forearms and his neck. He looks like a Ninja Turtle for sure. He's badass.
And how old is this one?
He's 4 years right now.
Wow, he's gonna live another 200 years.
Yeah, ish.
Imagine that.
There's a big ish on the end of that. I don't know how that works, but
You just gotta pass him down. What do people?
We walked into a pet store, and because we have a giant pond out there that we keep fish and geese in, or that our geese eat the fish out of, and so I rescue turtles. So we have a bunch of regular turtles, and I went in there to buy another turtle because they're $5 or $10 with these pet stores. Are ridiculous. So we just put in. And there's this one in a cage. I was like, what is that? And there's just a huge turtle in a little ass cage, and so I just bought it from him. I'm like, man, give me that fucking thing. So now he lives in a big ass greenhouse. And eats, let me tell you something, organic heads of lettuce and berries every day. It costs me about $12 a day to feed this turtle. Unbelievable.
Jesus.
He's better than, that's what my wife says, just fucking turtle, he's better than us. I said, well, I made the obligation when I bought him. I got to keep feeding him. So.
Do you play with him at all, or is there nothing you can do with a turtle, really?
No, he just
spend money on his food.
Spend money. He eats a head of lettuce and berries every day.
Does he let you the top of his head? Does he let you scratch his head?
You can scratch his head and hold him and... The only thing he'll do, if you wear flip-flops in the greenhouse, the little fucker come over there and try and take a toe off sometimes.
He will?
Yeah, because I don't know why my flip-flops are red, but I think he thinks they're berries or something. He comes over there, he'll get your toe. If you ain't paying attention, you walk in there, so he definitely comes, I don't know if it's the attention or if he thinks you're feeding him, but he'll definitely walk over to whoever walks in there, so it's kind of cool.
Did you grow up with animals?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting some great insight, by the way. Our phone screener just wrote a note that said, Great Danes take massive dumps.
And my Great Dane has irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh, no.
So it's explosive massive dumps.
Oh. How do you fix that?
Giant spastic dog shits. Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's
that's why it's got.
So we have this giant dog run with the pressure sprayer, and every couple of days you got to go in there and fire it up and hose the piles of shit out. So yeah, it's wild, man. He's an indoor dog. Great Danes are big pussies. I don't know if you guys have ever they have all bark, no bite.
Right.
So if someone walks up on him, he barks deep, but then you actually get on him, he'll just curl up on you. But yeah, my wife, he has to be inside. He's an inside dog. He wants to sit up on your lap, and he's just a big puss. But
don't they need no space too? I heard that.
That's what I'm saying. You could leave them inside, or they don't need to do anything. So yeah, that's big as shit. That's
Oh my
just
God,
shitting everywhere.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking of? I was thinking of a greyhound. Oh, great! I forgot how big Great Danes are. Jesus,
like a small horse.
Greyhound, no. And
That's
just go
right.
take him for runs, no. This is he's just a big ass. They're huge, just like that.
How much does he weigh?
I don't know, 180, I think 165.
Your dog's 165. Wow.
Humongous. He's humongous. He's a merle though. Those are blue, but so he's like a spotted gray and white kind of color. But his name's Gage, and he's unbelievably smart. He can open doors and trash cans and yeah.
So he's more intimidating, but like people won't fuck with him.
If you walk up on him, he has a big, deep bark, and so you'll kind of. Yeah,
that's probably motivation though to keep fighting and keep getting out of town is you don't have to clean up all that dog shit everywhere. All that spastic Great Dane shit.
We got, the fighters that come out to the ranch, they help out and have chores and stuff. So it's part of one of the things they got to do is clean up the deal.
He showed me Hector showed me a picture. of him. That's a large animal.
Yeah, he's very large.
Oh, that's perfect. So like when you're training, my God, yeah, it looks like a but it looks like a miniature pony.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're training guys out there. Like, part of the camp is clean up my dog shit, too.
Kind of, yeah. So the cool thing is the state of New Mexico just came at me. This is like fresh stuff, and they want to do what called Beyond Scared Straight. So they want to take like the troubled youth kids and have them come out and stay with me, kind of like right when they're either in jail or about to go to jail, send them out to the ranch, hopefully get them training, teach them just the better ways of life, So I think it's something that I'm getting involved with and try and help. So that would be something these kids would do, learn how to run the ranch and take responsibility and backtalk me and get backhanded. So that's.
Did you find that happened? Because you got into fights a lot when you were growing up, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Did you?
But I was literally 110 pounds in high school, like itty bitty. Then I came back from a super senior year. You know what a super senior year is? That's when you don't make it in 4, you have to do it in 5.
That's that high school year. Yeah,
that's when you really want the education.
Yeah,
it's good.
So I came back and I was like 160 pounds. Like I just grew one year, and then I was like, oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's go
time.
Here we go.
Did you go back and kind of go after guys who had fucked with you?
No, because I would just fight, so they didn't have a chance anyways, little or not. I would just come unglued on people. I mean, they'd beat me up, and I'd just keep coming. I'd never stop, biting their ankles, ripping their throats out, whatever I had to do.
So there was really no way to stop you?
No way, zero way to stop you, to knock me out.
But when you started training, did that add some, did you stop getting into non-disciplined fights or not really?
In the beginning, no. Like, and all these people that are listening, I'm sure there's guys that are just starting taking jiu-jitsu and they're just starting taking kickboxing, and all you want to do is, like, try your skills out, right?
Sure.
So when I started kickboxing, we went all around the world, and we'd go out and get drunk and have fun, and then me and my buddies would be like, all right, tonight, only left elbows and knees. Like, that's all we can use if we get in a fight. So we'd like limit ourselves to strikes. It was fun.
So it's a game.
It was a game.
That's great.
All because it's not even fair. Like, I don't want to like toot my own horn, but like it's like if I ran into somebody on the street right now, it's not even fucking close. Like, that's what I do for a living. You know what I mean? So you got to like have fun with it. Like, all right, only body shots or only leg kicks, and go have a good time.
So if you see a guy and he's like the type of guy that would frighten me, he's 6'3", just one of those gigantic guys. You just don't give a shit.
Yeah, like now, like let's rewind the clock 15 years, right? Because now it's a whole different story. But let's say, back when I was first starting, I'm not in the UFC, and some guy at the bar comes up and acting crazy. I would just real calmly be like, all right, dude, check this out. Don't make a big scene. Like, you don't need to start yelling and get all crazy and let all your friends know. I said, it's super simple. Just follow me out in the parking lot. Me and you. We can just go figure it out in the alley right now. And usually me talking to people calmly like that, they're like, oh, what the fuck is this little kid talking about? But sometimes they'd do it, and then we'd go out there and throw the fuck down.
You have to figure it out.
He would figure it out.
Well, listen, Cowboy's got
It takes a big man to walk out one-on-one. A lot of people want to bark and make a scene and get all the friends hold me back. So if you just calmly say, hey, man, check it out. If you're really that badass, just don't say a word. Me and you will walk out back and we'll figure this out.
See, I try just the opposite. Like, man, I'd love to, but I don't want to get in trouble. I make it look like it's a legal issue.
15 years ago, there wasn't much trouble. Now, I'm sure you can get into some trouble. But back then, it was just the cops come by, dust you off, and say, get your asses home, So
if you want to see Cowboy fight, you can't see it at a bar.
No.
It's November 12th.
205, November 12th. Yeah, you got to pay good money.
I think tickets go on sale Friday.
Or fucking road rage me, then we might have to
Tickets go on sale Friday. They're going to sell out easily. So
it's an amazing card.
It's
November one of the best
12th.
Cards ever, if not the best card they've put together yet. And they're telling us you have to wrap up because you have TV to do. So.
Yeah, so we'll take a quick single.
Yeah,
so
thank you very much,
everybody.
Donald Cowboy Cerrone, you're one of my favorite fighters. So I'm really happy that you're on the show.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Perfect.
I'm just happy that we're here radioing in the morning.
Thank you to
you're welcome,
Cowboy. Not you.
Oh,
Cowboy Cerrone.
That was awesome sauce.
Oh shit! Is that the new thing? Awesome sauce?
You don't like that Kirk says that?
Oh no! We have Jim Norton and myself here. Sam Roberts. Awesome sauce?
Awesome sauce.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Travis doesn't think so.
What are you talking about?
You think it's awful, right?
It's not awesome. It's the exact opposite of awesome sauce.
Yeah, nobody said awesome sauce.
Bummer juice.
No, bummer. What?
Did you say bubber juice?
Bummer.
Bummer juice?
The opposite of awesome sauce.
No, I got it.
He's just happy.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
That is gross. So yeah, you want to
Sure.
bring up this YouTube video we got mentioned in?
Yeah. Our fins hurt.
Well, so yeah, look. Obi posted a video yesterday on his YouTube channel. He's been hinting and being mysterious about what he's going to do. We said it yesterday. I don't know.
We
I'll speak
really
for
don't
myself.
know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I don't know what Obi's doing. I don't know what we're doing.
Should we play the video? So just play it. We might as well. I mean,
Okay.
if we're going to talk about it, we should play it. It's hard to understand some of the audio,
Okay.
but he was in like an aquarium.
Good morning, Lamb Chops. This is Opie, and I want to thank everyone that reached out to me trying to figure out what's going on with me and the future of my radio show. And, well, here you go. I feel like I have to tell you something. I do not do morning radio anymore. I do not do radio with Jim Norton anymore. I found out through my agent that Jim Norton will continue with Sirius. I believe he signed a contract a couple of weeks ago, according to my agent. And it looks like he'll be doing a show with Sam Roberts. I think that's pretty obvious to everyone. I have not been fired. Sirius, who has been very good to me over the years.
There are sharks on the screen.
Yes, there are.
We're trying to figure out what that's going to be. So, talking, not satisfied with what they have offered. So, let me leave you with a little lesson. Keep your head on a swivel, because you never know.
Now, he was correct and incorrect about me signing. You know, I'm kind of glad that he made the announcement, not let me make it. But the reality is this. So I've kind of hinted at it or said that I was signed at one point. But what happened was I signed the contract, and then it was Sirius wanted to change something in it. Minor. It was a minor thing. So technically, my contract was not signed until last night. Mm-hmm. And as far as you and I have done some shows together, and as far as what we're going to do, we don't have anything official. I know what I would like to do, but literally they have not promised us anything because everything is up in the air because he's not signed, so they don't know what he's doing.
Right.
You know, but to imply, look, yeah, I don't care if somebody takes a shot, but to imply that we're like sharks who are waiting in the water. You know, like trying to, and that's how I took this, and keep your head on a swivel, like watch your back. The reality is this: I found out a while ago that he was trying to have me taken, have less days on the show. My agent, who's also Opie's agent, said to me, "How would you feel doing like 2 or 3 days a week, or whatever?" And I'm like, well, does he want, you know, basically, Bob had to tell me because he represents both of us. And so if that's going to be a possibility, it wasn't like Bob is running back going, psst. It's his job. He has to inform me. So Opie wanted to, I guess, have other guys come in and have me do 2 or 3 days because we weren't enjoying each other. It wasn't some hate-fueled walk-in, fuck you, but I mean, we both felt that vibe. I felt that Opie felt, you know.
And by the way, like, as somebody who was not on the morning show anymore but listened, you said on the air that you weren't going to do the show anymore.
Yeah.
Like, months ago.
But that was after I found out, and I didn't say that on the air, I don't think, that he was trying to have me, I don't want to say replaced, but he was trying to have my days cut. He said to me and he never talked to me about it, but he did say to me in the hallway one time, which is true. He goes, just so you know, man, that's not true what Bob told you, or he told you wrong, or whatever. But it was also confirmed from somebody else. Mm-hmm. That, and it's like, look, you know, I'm not a guy who runs around bragging about, oh, I'm great at this or that, but I know that I can be really funny on the fucking radio. So I got really aggressive at one point when it's like, dude, you know, I know we're not doing an amazing radio show together. Let's be real honest. He knew it and I knew it. But, you know, you're going to take these other guys and you think they're going to be funnier than me on the radio show. Well, I got to kind of stick up for myself. That's just not the way it is. So I was just like, fuck this, I'm leaving. You want them? Take them, fuck them. But then I found out that the company, no, they actually do want me to stay. Because I always assumed that they would just be like, well, we want him and fuck Jim. That was kind of how I felt that they felt. But then I found out that they had, I guess, done some research or whatever, and they found out that I was equally popular. I'm not saying that to be arrogant, but we want you to stay. So then I was like, okay, but I want to stay, but I don't want to work with him, and he didn't want to work with me. So that's kind of how this whole thing unraveled. But it wasn't like we're just sitting there hoping he doesn't sign. Look, here's how I found out he wasn't going to be here this week. He's still under contract for the old contract, and so am I. I'm still on my old contract. The new contract has not begun. We get an email saying the last Opie and Jim show will be Thursday of last week. That was what the email said.
When did you get it?
Earlier in that week. Okay. Maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'm like, really? Like, I had no idea that like, I knew that we were coming to an end, but I didn't know it was going to be 5 shows early. And I'm like, okay, I guess he's like, yeah, he's taking the week off. And then Thursday, he's not here. He has a family emergency. So I sent him a text. I said, I hope your family's okay. He wrote back, thanks, Jimmy. And the next thing I saw was just pictures of him on the beach. So that's what I know. Mm-hmm. But as far as us being sharks who were plotting, we enjoy hanging together, so I'm hoping we do something. But don't act like we were just plotting motherfuckers. It's like, you're trying to have me replaced. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, and I've been pretty clear throughout the whole process of everything that I've done that Opie's given me just about every opportunity I've had. Like, I've kind of expressed nothing but loyalty to Opie.
Right, which is why most of us dislike him, because he's given you opportunities.
That's the real crux of this. but I still feel that way. You know, and that's not anything that will ever change, and that's not anything that will ever go away. You know, he is the person that's put me in most of the positions that I've been in and has allowed me to succeed. The fact is, if I was working for any other radio show in the capacity that I worked for yours and his for all those years, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity to break out, because most other radio show hosts keep their people down. You know, They don't kind of open it up. So I've always been appreciative of that. And I mean, I would like to think that he was not. Look, it sounded like he was referring to both of us as sharks. I don't think that there's any way that would be justified, because he never asked me to do a show with him. He didn't even ask me to come in and guest, which I was fine with. You know, I guested once on his show, and I told him, look, whenever you need me, whenever, blah, 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 I want to come in. And like, he was like, okay, but he went on and did his thing. I did my thing, and that was totally fine. And I was fine with it. But at that point, I was like, okay. And when you contacted me and were like, hey, Opie's not going to be around, but I'm going to be doing shows. Do you want to come in and do a show with me?
I was doing those morning shows.
Yeah, earlier in the summer. I said, yeah, of course. Like, and by the way, I would have done it for him too. And now that we enjoy each other's company and enjoy doing a show together, and I've had you on my show too, by the way, and that there could be opportunities to do something in the very near future, of course that's something that we would want to take advantage of. But there's nothing sort of underhanded about it. There hasn't been an ounce of scheming.
We have the same agent. Yeah. He knew I wanted to do mornings. He wanted to do afternoons. Opie had fought for afternoons. When me and Ant were bucking against it, because Ant, for him, the traffic would have been horrendous. And for me, my travel, and it's just hard for me to do afternoons because I miss shows. But it wasn't like we were like, get him out of the morning spot. Him and Tim Sabian, they were fighting and actively lobbying to do afternoons. And that was a couple years ago. And me and Ant didn't want to do it. And we wound up not doing it. Whenever he has secret shows, he does them in the afternoon. And they actually sound good. Like, so it's like, it's a comfortable fit. And so I told Bob when we were doing this, I want to do mornings. I like being in the mornings, and I hate getting up. But the bottom line is, if I'm shooting something, maybe I can get a call time in a noon call time.
But by the way, for you to say whatever I'm doing next, I want to do in the morning, that's not like, why wouldn't you say that? Like, what would possibly be wrong with you saying, this is what I would like to do?
Absolutely, that's exactly it.
And being kind of transparent about it, not like, look, how do we figure out how to get, like, this isn't a fucking House of Cards. You know what I mean? This is like, hey, Here's what I want crystal clear.
And so I wanted to stay in the mornings because, again, as much as I hate waking up, selfishly, it's like, look, I shoot things, and a lot of times you can get a call time. Sometimes your call time is 7 in the morning. Okay, it is. But a lot of times you can get an 11 o'clock or a noon call, and then you can still do some radio and go and do that. But there's no way, if I'm doing an afternoon show, there's no way I just missed the day. Or when I travel to do a gig. A lot of times I would leave at 9:15, 10 o'clock, come in and do 2 hours. A lot of times Opie would go, how come you don't just take the day? You know, because he loved when I wasn't here. So, but I didn't want to take the day. It's like, this is my fucking job. This is not a hobby. This is what I do. I like doing this. I enjoy being here. I enjoy being funny on fucking radio. So I would come in for 2 hours and then go. And by the way, when I'm saying he enjoyed when I wasn't here, it's true. And it's not even a fuck you to him because we weren't clicking. And he felt that, and I felt that. And, you know, it's easy just to blame him, but he'll have a reason and go, no, I would look at Jimmy, and he's doing this or that. There's two sides to that, and I'm not being just, you know, Mr. Diplomatic. It's like I can't be mentally ill enough to think that it's not me, too. You know what I mean? Of course, it's part of the problem is me. But I like knowing I can do a little bit of radio and then travel to do a gig and not miss the whole fucking show. I don't want to miss entire shows when I don't have to. I can't fly out for a Thursday show in Minneapolis. I can't fly out of here at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Especially if you're trying to launch something away from Opie, right? Because then you'd be it'd be more of you. It wouldn't be you just kind of being there like, okay, I can duck out. Opie's got this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, you want something that you can be there for.
Yeah. So, you know, I didn't take that as he's saying to me and Sam are pieces of shit, but it was absolutely a reference to, at least I felt it was.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, that's just not the way it went down. You know, when I found out, you know, I always thought Tim Sabian wanted me gone. I got the same vibe over at K-Rock. You know, but Tim, I felt really did. Tim denies that, but I'm not stupid. Like one time I went to do a gig. I left like an hour early, and Tim sends out an email to all of the I think I've talked about this on the air, but like, to Gary and goes, do we pay him when he leaves like this? And so I texted Tim, and I'm like, hey, if you have a question about my finances, you can be a man and ask me. I'll answer you. I'm not going to lie to you. And he's like, oh, sorry. I mean, but it's like that's the idea. He said, no, I was just checking. No, you weren't. No one is just checking. Do we pay? What do you think? I don't know how to read the fucking tone of an email? So there was that kind of vibe. And it's like, again, I know we weren't seeing eye to eye, but when I found out he was trying to, and again, I'm not even saying it was like some fucking Shakespearean play. But when someone's like, would you do 2 or 3 days a week or whatever? It's like, you want to swap me out with Chris or Sherrod or Vic. I love those guys. Those guys have gotten a really hard time by some of the fans. And it's like, I think all those guys are funny, man. I've known those guys as stand-ups. I genuinely like them. And I respect them, or I would never have invited them in. But when it comes to being here, I think I'm better at that. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for a long time, and I think I'm when left uncuffed. I think I'm very funny on the radio, and I'm not being a cocky douchebag by saying that. But that kind of thing made me very
been doing
defensive.
it for what? 12 years? 15 years?
15 years.
15 years.
But that made me very fucking like, okay, if that's how it's going to be, then this is what I want.
Right.
I want the morning, and I can't make them give me the morning. I really can't. There's no guarantee.
No, it's not. Yeah.
We're not in any. We're not, and the fans have been going, why the vagary? Because literally, I just honestly finally got my contract signed last night, and they have not said you're absolutely doing this, but they have not. Or I would tell you. You think we don't want to tell you?
Here's the thing. When all this stuff happens, all parties involved have to end up on the same page. So if everybody involved isn't on the same page yet, and that could be one person, how can anybody make an announcement?
Yeah, and I don't like my life being tied to anybody else.
Right.
It annoys me. Opie's Opie, and I'm me. And I'm sure he doesn't want to be tied to me either. But, if I had to choose, I prefer the mornings, and I don't know why he wouldn't want to do afternoon. Maybe he does. I mean, again, he may want to do that. I honestly don't know. We have not talked. The last text was just that text I sent him, and he sent me back. So I thought it might be his mom or something when our last show together, he just doesn't come. So I'm assuming something was really genuinely wrong. So that's it. I mean, if people have any comments or questions, call up. We'll answer them. I just don't know the answer to a lot of the questions. Not being vague with you.
No, we do because we don't know. We don't know. And honestly, all I wanted to do was figure out what's next, start doing it, and thank Opie for every position he's ever put me in to succeed.
I've been look, my entire career since I've met those guys, Opie and Anthony, I have been extremely... There's never been an interview I've done where I didn't credit those guys. There's never been... I think 2 or 3 of my specials, I made the networks allow me to acknowledge them.
Yeah.
So I think I've been thankful enough, and I've proven my loyalty, and I've proven the fact that I was grateful. I've said it enough fucking times. They know. It was both of them. You know what I mean? It was Opie and it was Anthony. Opie's the one who brought me on. But, you know, then it was Ant for a long time. We also had all this tension. You know, Anthony is just as big a part of that for me as Ope was. But again, I would never deny that, and I've been pretty public about my gratitude for it.
Right. And it gets
but I also contributed to it. You know what I mean? And I mean that without arrogance, but I know I contributed to the success of that show. Like, you know, when I came on the Opie and Anthony show, it was a funny show, and it was a popular show. They'd done great in Boston. They were doing well in New York. But that show was never like the first show they had in Philly ever I was on. I was already on the show. So they were never syndicated before I was there. So, you know, I felt like I was a part of them growing and succeeding as well.
Yeah, yeah. 866-969-1969. Let's go to, I guess, Birdman on Long Island. What's up, Birdman? No.
Heartbreaking, man. This is terrible. But what are you going to do? Life's got to move on, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Hey, Jimmy, why don't you just give him a call?
Why? No, it doesn't work. Why?
No, I'm just saying, man, he's got fucking pride. You know, he ain't going to call.
Well, then, that's good. God bless him. I don't behave that way with other men. Like, well, why don't I just... No. Absolutely not. Not that I wouldn't talk to him if he came in. I'd sit and talk to him. But, I mean, there's no need for me to go, hey, man, I'm not doing that under any circumstance. There's no need for it. I'm a fucking 48-year-old man. I'm not going to call somebody else who I think doesn't want to call me. Or maybe he's just dealing with the agent and that's how he wants to do it. That's cool, too. You know?
You think he's going to retire after this?
No, I don't think he wants to retire, to be honest. And he hasn't been fired. People who don't like him think they canned Opie. They didn't fire Opie.
No, I
know you didn't, but I mean, you like him. There's people who hate him or are happy, but he hasn't been fired.
Here's the thing. I would assume he'll be back here. I don't know. I haven't talked to him at all. My guess, based on the fact that we've lived through several contract negotiations, I would assume he'll be back here. And I think if he were to come back here, it could be a very positive announcement that all the shows that would launch at that time would be able to be like, hey, good news, everybody. Here are the shows. They're going to be good shows. They're going to be like, you know, this is good news. And so the fact that it's been kind of shrouded with all this stuff is like, it's shittiness. And there's not a specific reason for it when, honestly, there's an easy road to go down where everybody succeeds. And
the reality is this: you got to understand something too, Birdman. Like, I know you're a fan of the show, and you know you're a loyal supporter of the show. But you know, when somebody is your boss for all these years, you know, the bottom line, Opie would hate when I would say that, but the reality was he had the ability, if not to get me fired after a certain point, to make my life miserable by being the guy in charge, and he was. And now he is not my boss. So I mean, again, it's not that people are like, wow, Greg Shells, you afraid of? It wasn't about that. It's like when somebody has the ability in a work situation with a gig you love to do that, you have to be, you know. But it was never about being afraid of arguing. I'm always afraid of what I'm going to say. I'm not afraid to argue with anybody. Certainly not. It's like I'm afraid that I'm going to say things that I cannot take back. And he may have been afraid of the same thing. You know?
When you get pissed off, you say something you regret saying it, then you're going to fuck yourself.
And Jimmy tends to get angry when he argues.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, as far as that is concerned, man, whatever he does, if he comes back and everything is good and it's nice, then great, man. I'm not going to fucking blow up on the guy, and I don't think he's going to blow up on me, and we'll have a good time on the same channel. But I said I don't want to be on the same channel anymore. Like, I'm like, I don't want anybody, like, if we separate, I don't want him to have any influence over my life at all. And I'm sure he felt the same way. Again, it wasn't like Opie's going, come on, Jim, let's pal up, and I'm going, no, you know, it was mutual. He would tell you the same thing. He's having a good time with Chris and with Sherrod and Vic. And I'm not saying that's shitty. Those are guys he's enjoying, and fair enough. I'm enjoying other people as well. So
yeah, but you make the fucking show, Jimmy. It's you that makes the fucking show. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, look, man.
For me, at least, it was, entertaining. Put it that way.
Thank you very much. He and I, look, we grow apart humor-wise. There's a lot of fans who hate Uncle Paul, and that was a big sticking point for me too. Was that not Uncle Paul? But it's whenever you're doing something that, like, I've never tried to stop someone from being funny. And when I do Uncle Paul, yeah, it's creepy. It's the cringiest thing I can do. But I've listened back to those Uncle Paul bits, and I've literally laughed out loud.
It's a little egotistical.
It doesn't. I know it sounds crazy, but it doesn't sound like me. Like, I don't connect that to Jim Norton. I listen. It's just creepy and stupid. Interrupting, sure, answering questions and open air. We're just trying to talk. There's no connection to the way I feel. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm such a non-pedo.
Right.
Like, there's zero connection to my real sexuality.
And even if you were a pedo, you'd know enough not to bring it up in public conversations.
I'm a pedo, as in P-E-T-O. I love animals. Sam's laughing over there.
No, I'm not. You would hear it if I was.
But do you know what I mean? Like, so for him to get uncomfortable with that or not like it, I get you don't think it's funny. That's totally cool. But if I'm the guy saying it, and there's zero connection to my sexuality or zero connection to who I really, then I wouldn't know why that would make anyone else uncomfortable because they have a family. So what?
But by the way, there's a
Travis has kids. You know that's not who I am. It's a fucking, come on.
Sure.
Uncle Paul has met my daughter more times than Jim has met my daughter.
Okay, that's no good. Again, this is
Uncle Paul
makes me want to call specific agencies.
Well, that's just because Jim's socially awkward.
Uncle Paul knew you when you was a baby. Introduced your mother to a rabbi.
By the way, you set the whole thing in motion.
By the way, that is Jim's social default. He's so socially weird that he's like, okay, I don't really know how to act around the kid. Oh, I'll do the pedophile character.
But it's just to make the adult laugh. But the point I'm making by saying that is, like, when he would get weird with that or uncomfortable with that, or like lobby to have that to have that not included in best ofs. It's like, hey man, maybe you don't like it, but you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like, whoa.
It makes it tough for you creatively.
It makes it very tough for me creatively. Because even though that makes people uncomfortable, there's nothing real about it. So you're just interrupting a joke or stopping a joke that you object to.
But by the way, that's something to acknowledge, right? And I felt like it had been acknowledged. You had been public about the fact that you were not happy doing that show.
Sure.
You'd said it when it was an appropriate thing to say. You'd said it on your advice show multiple times. Sure. And it was not a hostile thing. It was like, okay, you don't like this. I get it. But it's tough to do my job if I can't do this. So we need to figure out how to do things separately.
Absolutely.
Which seemed, by the way, from an outsider's perspective, like, okay, it could be amicable. Like, you could still both do what it is that you want to do, and it could be fine.
Yeah. So just, again, that's, and again, any comments or questions people have, we'll answer to the best of our ability. But no one is holding back. Like, I know the fans want answers too, but there's certain things we can't tell you because, again, I don't, and also certain announcements. I know it sounds stupid. Like, I'm shooting a special. I have a new date in New York. I'm just trying to confirm the theater, which I'm very fucking psyched about.
It's very vague.
But I'm not even allowed to announce the people I'm shooting for, because when you sign a contract, they give a press release. It's just the way it works. It's not that I don't want to. If I've told you I've fucking held dicks in my mouth, you think I don't want to tell you what I'm doing career-wise? Did I say that or just think it?
Yeah, because I didn't know that.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I've tried to hold nothing back. I've tried to hold nothing back.
Of course, but it's like...
When you should have held that back.
Yeah, no, we didn't. You could have just illustrated. I've been very honest. Yeah. You want to kind of introduce things on your terms, right? And set things up in a positive way, not, on YouTube.
Yeah.
But so be it. Mike in North Carolina. You're on with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
I just want to say how sad I was to hear about the show ending because I was a big fan and that was a part of my morning for about the last year. And so I was a big Opie fan. And to me, he's the one that made the show. So I'm gonna have to find me another morning show to listen to, guys.
All right, or you can listen if he's on. He may still be on in the morning. He's saying he doesn't do morning radio, but if he's on, whenever he's on, he's on. I mean, you listen to him then. He's not killing himself. He's gonna be on the radio
or on demand, and it's like it's fine. It's completely, and that's the point, right? That like there's a world where nobody's going away, and it's like two people who didn't want to work together, mutually, aren't.
Look, man, again, there were times where I thought the fans were very hard on us when they shouldn't have been. It was a shit situation. You know, and there were days we had really funny shows. We had a good time together, and it wasn't like it was some fuck you fest. It really wasn't. But by and large, I mean, you know, and he probably feels the same way. Mm-hmm. It was never a show that I was proud of. There was moments that were really funny. But it was never, you know what I mean? I knew the chemistry just wasn't good with us. He was correct about that. Mm-hmm. He really was. You know, him saying that early on was one of those things that probably shot us in the foot a little bit. But again, he wasn't lying. You know what I mean? That was a moment of honesty, and I can't fault him for that. So it was something I never felt amazing about. I never felt great about Anthony not being here, ever. And it felt like a dying... Like, you know, when you have it felt like we were just the dying limbs of what was once a living, breathing thing, which is probably why I wasn't enjoying it. He wasn't enjoying it. You know what I mean? And that's why he was enjoying Chris and Sherrod and those guys, because for him, that's something fresh. That's why I enjoy working with you, or I love having I love Travis and having him chime in, and because it just feels like it's not Opie and Anthony. Yeah. It's a different show.
And it should be at this point, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
But I was going to mention that Travis, less with the chiming. I'm not as big a fan.
Yeah, those days are dead and gone. But I mean, the
Travis, if you're going to say something, if you're going to react, mic off.
Yeah, every time we play Hava and Aquila, he pipes in, I hate that song, we know.
He's crying.
I had a meeting with Jim.
With who?
I had a meeting with Jim, and we want you to be like Mike Francesa's producer. No. You respond to my earphones, and I will talk to you, but the audience will not hear your voice.
Oh. Yeah. You'll say things out loud?
Yeah. Have you heard him get into arguments with his producer?
It's the best.
Yeah, I mean, the technology does allow for that.
It's not a thing. And whoever created the Teftism Twitter account, it's not a thing.
Is there a Teftism Twitter account? I've not seen that.
Because it's not a thing.
Okay.
We do. I'm glad we're bringing the technology to the morning.
Well, technically speaking. Fucking piece of garbage.
He is.
Teftidiums. Oh, no, Teftidiums. That's very funny. Teft in hand is what we do in the studio.
A Teft saved is a Teft earned.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, it's right. That's
Tefting
right.
all over.
What?
Good Tefting grounds.
Phil in Dayton. You're on with Jim
Dayton's
Norton.
Not empty.
Good morning, guys.
Sam Roberts.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys.
Good evening.
I just, or evening, wherever you might be listening from. I was just thinking, I now feel like I'm kind of repeating what you guys just said, so I apologize. But I do feel one of the biggest travesties I think in radio in general was.
Is that a pun on Travis's first name?
Maybe. What was the breakup of Anthony and Opie and Jim? You know, I really miss the days when it was Whip 'em Out Wednesdays and Little Jim Norton with Opie and Anthony. It was some of the best radio I've ever listened to, and you know, I learned who Jim Norton was from there. And you know, Jim, now you're one of my favorite comedians on earth.
Thank you.
You know, I have noticed over the years since Anthony's gone that the chemistry just isn't there anymore, and I actually sort of look forward to new and refreshing from all of you guys. You know,
right?
So,
I think I'm better working with other people, and I heard some of Ope's afternoon shows when he does these pop-up shows. No one told him to do the afternoon; he just decided to. And he seemed comfortable and loose and free, and he was enjoying himself. Like, it's just, you know, when two people are in that situation, it's like you're better off both just doing what you want to do and not being tied to each other anymore.
Yeah, and Opie's good. And Opie's got more of an ability than anyone to carry a show. I mean, nobody's sitting here competing. You know what I mean? Like Jim and I would not be sitting in the seats that we're in had it not been for him. And everybody knows that, and that's very, very public. It's just, I don't know why this got framed the way it got framed when it's like...
Yeah, no one is a victim of people plotting against them. You know, I was ready to sign in mid-August. And the only reason is Andrew and Scott were on vacation, and then I went to Australia. And it was just a whole bunch of stuff. You know, but I wasn't holding out till the last minute. I actually had a fairly decent negotiate. You know what I mean? It was like...
But I think everybody's doing what they should be doing, which is just minding their own business. Like, you were signing your deal because you want what's best for you.
Yeah.
And me for me, and Opie for Opie, and I mean, I don't know if anybody wants what's best for Travis, but...
What do you mean?
No, don't even worry about it.
You sure?
But,
yeah. Least of all, Jesus.
Let me go to Steve in Connecticut.
Yes!
Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Hey guys.
What's
Hello.
up, buddy?
Morning.
Hello.
I had a great opportunity to see Jim at Foxwoods back in February. It was actually a cool birthday gift for my girlfriend. So, and I got a chance to take a picture with Jim. So I got to say, Jim, I really appreciate you taking time for your fans at the end of your shows.
Thank you.
I think
Fan.
that's great. Yeah, well, the one fan.
Yeah, singular.
The question I had is, you know, I noticed in the beginning of the show they introduced you and said either sponsored by or brought to you by Sirius XM. And my question is, you know, does Opie get a piece of any of your road gigs when it's like a Sirius sponsored or brought to you by event?
And absolutely not. No, and I don't get a piece of his YouTube videos, which I'm featured in a lot of. No, we don't. Of course not. I mean, I'm the one doing the stand-up and writing the material. So why would he?
Well, I thought maybe because, you know, being part of the show was like the platform.
No. Come on. And any more that I get those guys made a shit. He still makes a lot more money than me. And I mean, and again, he's been around longer, fine. But if they said, we'll pay you Opie and Anthony's salary if they get a piece of my road gigs, I'd have split the road gigs 50-50. But no, Sirius XM sponsoring has nothing to do with Opie.
Right.
So no, he does not, and I've never gotten any of the YouTube money. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, you guys do your own separate things.
Absolutely. My stand-up, I was a stand-up before I met those guys. But in honesty, they never expected that or asked for it either.
Right. So, like, you know, the history of when I started listening to the show, you know, I was a Howard fan, and I, you know, ordered XM.
Jump out of that! No, I'm just kidding.
And I happened to just stumble across a show, and Anthony was on it, and then I heard of you, and I was like, oh my God, because I love comedy, and, you know, I really started listening to the show to listen to you.
Oh, thank you.
And then, you know, I heard the argument that you guys had, and I was like, here's the beginning of the end. But And part of me, just selfishly, and I don't know if I could speak for all fans, but, you know, I was like, well, if this ends, where am I going to get my Jimmy fix? You know, I would come and see you every single time you're in the New England area because I can drive to it. But, you know, every day hearing your wit is something that I really enjoy listening to.
I'm waiting for that.
And I have an hour to do every day. It bummed me out when I heard that argument because I started thinking, like, here it is. Here's the end. You know, first Anthony leaves, now it's Jimmy. So I'm glad to hear that you're working something out, whether it's with Sam or, you know, I think even Travis is pretty good on the radio, too.
Yeah, in all honesty, I what did he say?
He said, "Thank you, caller."
Yeah, I think Travis has been is valuable to the show. I really mean that. Like, I really love having him on. So, I appreciate that, man. That's nice of you to say, and thank you.
Yeah, well, good luck. I'll still continue to listen as long as you're on the radio.
All right, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, our on-air argument. And again, this is not some... I mean, look, I don't want this to be some big, nasty falling out. And it's not something I'm afraid of, to be real, because now... At all.
But it just doesn't have
to be that way. I would feel bad having, like, a legitimate gloves-off fucking argument with Opie, because it's like you don't want to say things to each other that can never be taken back. Because when at the end of, I don't say the end of the day, but I really do look back on the history of the show, And it's like, man, I don't want to not bump into him with his wife and have this uncomfortable. Like, I want to be able to say, hey, man, how you doing? And how's your show going? Like, I don't want it to be like him. And it's not a fear thing. If I'm not afraid to argue with Jesse Ventura sitting right next to me, I'm not afraid to argue with someone who's, fucking, 175 pounds.
Right.
It's not about being afraid, especially if you can't get me fired.
But it's not like...
But I don't want that.
And it's not like you hated each other forever, and it's not like he never made you laugh, and it's not like... You know what I mean? Like, there are pleasant things to look back on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them. And there's a lot of nice moments. And again, I'm not just being PC. No one has told me don't talk about this. I called them yesterday, and I told them I'm addressing this today, and they're like, okay. Like, they didn't care.
Right.
Like, you can't not. I'm never going to not go, okay, guys. You can't do that.
And I don't think anybody wants to hear a show where you don't, right?
No. But, that's why I don't want it to go down some fucking horrible or shit road. If it does, again, then that's where it will go.
Right.
But I would prefer not.
Shane in Indiana.
Hashtag fully erect dicks out for Norton.
That's right.
Wait, what did he say?
He said hashtag fully erect dicks out for Norton.
Thank you very much.
He's a nighttime listener.
Hello. I don't want to don't dump the call. I don't want to push any buttons, but I don't really get the whole going to aquarium with the sharks in a reference. The way I see it is you are like a fucking jackass, and Sirius hooked their card up to two workhorses. I mean, Jimmy, you never missed a fucking day of work. Sammy, you started as an intern and built one hell of a fucking radio show. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer which way Sirius was going to fucking go.
Well, they're not going. In all honesty, Opie is not out.
Yeah, I think they're going all ways.
He's they remind me of myself in that way. He's he has that's the type of wit you get in the morning. No, but he has for him, he's negotiating. It's not like they've said sit down, kid. He's negotiating. But yeah, the days I've missed have always been, and I'll say this in my own defense. I don't think I've taken a sick day. I can't remember the last time
you come to the fucking studio with your luggage and you waited till the last minute to fucking catch a flight.
Yeah.
And he flat out said, "Oh, if I got a hangnail, I'll call off." Whatever, dude. For a couple of real quick points, if we could name the show, what about Fireside Chats by the Burning Cross?
Well, that's if Ant joins us.
And then, a picture. Yesterday you guys were talking about pictures, sitcom pictures for the crew. I think you should go with, Give Me a Break. Jimmy, you can be, the dad. Sammy, you can be little Joey Lawrence. Travis can be whatever the other fucking kid there was because there was no mom in the picture. And E-Rock can be Fat on Mel Carter.
Thank you, Shane. I feel like Shane was just... Oh, sorry, buddy.
Sorry.
I feel like Shane was just saving up his insults for everybody.
Yes, he was. He started off all nice, and then he goes, I don't mean to do it, and then he just unloads.
We'll take a couple more, and then we'll move on to something else. But Tom in Philly.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello, Tom.
How are you?
Good, buddy.
I want to start off by saying congratulations, Jimmy. I think, just like the couple callers before, I, too, listened to Howard for quite a long time. And coming over and just hearing Jimmy, I mean, I've been on and off Opie and Anthony, but in the last year, especially, it's been Jimmy mainly that's kept my attention.
Thank you.
Just your quick wit, the funny stuff, the interjections in between some of the conversations, definitely made my experience want to stick with the show. And I found myself gravitating almost all my mornings over to the Opie and Jimmy show. And, when I heard the argument earlier this year, I got a little nervous as well and said, well, I hope Jimmy shows up somewhere else. So to hear the fact that you're going to be staying is a huge relief.
Thank you. And again, the truth is, if he wants to stay, is staying as well. We're just not doing it together. And I'll be much happier. And so will he. You know what I mean? This is not something where he's a victim. I mean, he will be he started this ball rolling, but he wasn't wrong. It wasn't a wrong thing to do.
I'm sure if you talk to Opie, there were things that he wanted to do on the show that you would, the same way your characters couldn't get over. There were probably things that he wanted to do that he didn't feel that you would get over.
He's correct, too, I'm sure.
Right.
Although I'll say this for myself, I never interfere with someone being funny. I just don't.
Right, but you will shut down if you don't like something.
You know, my opinion
Yeah,
on,
but
on
not,
the fact with
But but you
I
won't.
can't control it.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever really, and at least in the last year, has valued the weight that you've brought to the show. He almost seems resentful in some aspects, and that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. No, I love Opie, but you know, I think he should have publicly put some more value into you, Jimmy.
He admitted at one point too. He did, he felt a kind of. When me and Ant were going back and forth, that he felt like he kind of wasn't his show. Like, I understood that too, that he had built up some resentment against us having, I don't know if you're designated, or in your mind you're designated as, well, you're the straight guy on the show. He hated being called the bus driver, or whatever term you want to use. And you begin to resent that and not enjoy it. And you're like, instead of every time you're guiding things and kind of helping them move along, instead of enjoying that, if you resent it, and the other guys, you're like, I want to be the comedic force on it, then you're not going to enjoy doing the show anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, if he began to resent that role, then yeah, maybe that's where a lot of the resentment came from.
I think it's important people be aware of their roles. That's why the only thing I'm waiting on to sign my contract with Sirius is contractually I want to be referred to as the comic relief for the show. And I think that's where I'm being used most.
Here's what you are on the show.
Tell me.
If this show was black and white, you'd be a little girl in a red dress.
Frank in Indiana. What's up, Frank?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
I'm huge fans of both of you. I've been huge fans of O&A for a long time. I was not a huge fan of Opie and Jim.
Yes.
And I think the bottom line is that this is the best possible situation after Anthony was fired. Opie is not funny. He's not particularly good at radio. I don't know who listens to him, just in the morning, but you guys are the best. And this is a huge success. We're really looking forward to hearing you guys.
Well, thank you. If they do have us together, and look, man, obviously it's what I want to do. But again, I can't speak for them, and I've dealt with these guys for a long time, and I'm never going to get too excited about something until it's real you know what I mean? I've learned that too. Like, I signed the deal and I was okay, and then they're like, well, we got to fix this. I'm ugh. But in honesty, dude, and I'm not saying this in false humility. There are people who will listen just for Opie. There are people who have a fucking family who relate to Opie a lot more than they relate to me. They find me abrasive. I have a lot of people that hate my fucking guts. I'm not delusional as to thinking that I'm fucking, Mr. Superstar who everybody loves. But dude, it hurt my stand-up business. That show. And I know some people didn't like my stand-up, but I watched my draw even drop in a lot of cases. And I think a couple of things is people weren't listening to our show in the morning like they were to Opie and Anthony, obviously. And I think people just didn't associate it or associate me with something they were enjoying anymore. It reminded them of something they weren't enjoying in the morning. It reminded them of something that used to be great and was no longer great. So I think that it was it's almost like, it was a relationship that had to separate. It was a relationship that had to separate for, I think, for both of us.
And look, that's a tough part, too, that, like, Opie and Anthony as a show is 3 parts. Opie, Anthony, and Jim. When you remove one part of that, it becomes difficult to reinvent what is 2/3 of a show. Yeah. And a fan is going to sit there and be constantly reminded of it's not a new thing. No matter how hard you try, right. It's just not. And it's going to take a long time to be a new thing, if ever. And I think that the only way to do it is to kind of split the parts and create some new.
Yeah, especially when you pull the funniest part out of it.
Yes.
And that really is. Ant was the funniest part of the show. I know I'm funny. I mean, I'm not questioning. Ant's a different level of radio funny. Mm-hmm. He just is. I mean, it's not even. There's not a comic alive that wouldn't tell you that who's worked with the guy. He's just a different level of radio funny. I mean, I'm great at firing out one-liners and blah blah, blah, but he could literally walk you through putting in an air conditioning fucking ductwork and be interesting.
Right.
You know, I joke a lot of times. I always say if on 9/11, if I had made it out of the fucking 110th floor, I'd lose people halfway through the story. I'm a terrible fucking storyteller. I just don't have that gift. It's not what I do.
I like that, you're a terrible storyteller, but you'll still come in and tell a story about just mundane life shit. Just
once in a while I like to.
I got new windows yesterday. I was on.
Those are more complaints. I'm a great complainer. I'm a great sniveler and kvetcher. But I'm not a good storyteller. But Ant, to his credit, I mean, he's just, he's a very unique guy in that he can be so fucking funny. And, is he slightly insane? Yeah. He's kind of crazy. Is he volatile? Yes. He would tell you that. But as far as broadcasting, and when he's having fun in broadcast, he's just, there's nobody like him. He's a genius.
Jason in California.
Hey, what's up, guys? Is this the new Shark Tank or Swimming with a Shark?
Fucking home run, Jason. What are you on Friday the 15th or something?
It's not the name of the movie.
No, it is. Fuck yeah.
No, it isn't.
Piece of garbage.
It makes no sense. It's not even a thing.
Yeah. Travis and the school shooter were laughing in there.
Damn it,
Jason, do you have a point, or are you just here to get Chip excited?
Yeah, fuck yeah!
No, I just like to hear Chip. I don't have a point at all. If Opie didn't want to be the bus driver, then he should be more funny.
Well, it's easy to say, honestly, but when I look back at the old, the comfort level he and I used to have together, literally when we were off the air, dude, Opie and I would travel together. We really were very, very close friends, and we had a good time together, and it was just there was zero discomfort between us. And I don't know when that started. I think when we came back on satellite at one point, it did things change for him, or maybe I changed, whatever it is, but it just started slowly. Or maybe when me and Ant started really going back and forth, he felt a little left out, which he didn't have to. It was never about us looking at it like fuck him. We were, he might have felt that way, but we weren't looking at him that way.
And I was, as everybody knows, very close to Opie for a long time.
Yeah.
Years. I mean, spending time with his family, with his kid, the whole deal, all the time. And I think everybody knew that. But something did, and we never had a falling out whatsoever. I still consider him a friend. I haven't talked to him in a long time, and things changed a little bit when Anthony left, and I think he started to maybe change how he handled his inner circle or whatever. And that's his prerogative, and I always took it as his prerogative. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Let me go to, but yeah. So I didn't talk to him the way we used to talk for, probably a year or more.
Yeah. It was just
maybe two.
The idea of the shark thing, almost like being a victim of people doing that. That's simply not the way it is.
Yeah,
I was not going to be squeezed out. And I'm not saying he wanted me fired. Let me clear this. I think that literally he just wanted me to have another show too. And he said something about it would be like a promotion. But the bottom line is he just didn't want me here as many days. But I don't think he wanted to be fired. And I don't think he was trying to have me thrown off of Sirius. And I'm not putting that out there.
No.
But I also know how to read the writing on the wall. When you're in front of an audience every night, you have to kind of see what you feel the room really well. Mm-hmm. You have to. If a guy yells at you, you have to immediately understand why he's yelling at you. Is he having fun? Is he trying to chime in? Is he trying to hurt me because he hates my guts because I'm making his day? You learn to make fucking snap judgments quickly.
Right.
So, I'm not an idiot.
And I won't speak for you, but I would love to simply be consistently, publicly grateful to Opie. I would love nothing more than just to that be the only thing.
People would get tired of it if that's all you were.
Yeah. You know who's great?
Yeah, but I've also...
But I was going to say, but it makes it difficult to do that when there's videos like that coming out. That's like the implication is that I'm a shark as well. And it's like, no, I don't even know why my name has to be in the video.
Yeah. You're a bottom feeder.
Exactly.
Big bottom. But, hey, look, man, I've gone on the, very few people have defended Opie like I have. Like when the Cake Stomp video was going crazy and I was on fucking Rogan and all these places explaining like this was the tone of what it was like. Because it was true. That was the tone. But, I haven't exactly been a fucking, just take either. I've given back and I've been eternally grateful, and I've been very, very vocal about that my entire career, from the moment it began up until this point, I've been very vocal about that.
We got a Chad in New Orleans. Chad.
Hey. Good morning. How are you?
Morning, buddy.
All right. Hey, I just wanted to say, look, you know, the Opie and Anthony show was awesome. It had its run. The Opie and Jim show, I thought it was great. I listened every morning, made me laugh. But I was really excited to hear about the Kirk Simmons and Sam show.
I don't know if that's the official.
We're hoping that if it happens, it's going to be awesome sauce.
I promise you it won't happen.
I'm really excited for that. I think the show was fresh. I mean,
I hate the way Kirk says awesome, by the way. He says awesome.
Well, he's happy.
Sorry, Chad.
I just
go on.
wanted to say I'm excited you guys are doing
All right, your phone's breaking up. But look, yeah. Jim and I are doing a show today. We're doing a show tomorrow. We're going to see what happens next week. But obviously, I love doing this, and I appreciate the opportunity. And, you know, it is what it is. So
yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. That's the point, right?
Yeah. And when I've heard him in the afternoon, he was having fun.
Right.
Yeah, honestly. You know,
right.
And again, I'm not being across the board, hey, let's be nice about it. It's the truth.
Right.
If I have a reason to be aggressive, I'll be a complete cunt, believe me.
You will?
Yeah. A complete cunt. But that's not called for right now. You know, I think at this point he's frustrated and he's just fighting to get a contract that he's you know, I get that. I mean, it's like, it's not easy when you're constantly negotiating. And if you're not, and again, I don't even know what they're offering him. I don't even want to know. I literally don't, because it's just going to bug me because it's more than me. But, you know, if he's not getting what he wants, I get that he's annoyed. You know, yeah. It's a part of negotiating.
Right.
But it doesn't have to degenerate into some fucking... But, you know, and people who work here have to understand that the audience that we've attracted over the years, you can't brush over this stuff and not address it. You can't. Because they hate you if you don't address it.
Yes, of
Sometimes
course.
they hate you if you do address it. But you can't not... you know, a lot of the fans who have turned against us, some are just irrational and crazy, and some are extraordinarily perceptive and right. About a lot of it, even the unpleasant shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not dumb. So, you know, they understand a lot of the dynamics that so we have to talk about it when we know it. But
yeah.
As far as any announcements are concerned, believe me, as soon as we have something concrete, you'll know.
Yeah, and it's not like it's fun to not be able to make any announcements.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, all we want to do is know what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm figuring out who I am. Oh, well, different things.
Just professionally. That's
sorry.
what I'm talking about. There's no personal anything.
And we have, just so you know, we have other guests today. Whenever they come in, we're happy to have the Impractical Jokers are coming in. And I'm really happy that Joanna and Jedrzejczyk is coming in. People get weird with the fighters. Sometimes they like them, sometimes they hate them. Cowboy was fucking awesome.
Cowboy was awesome. And, you know, look, I'm also a strong proponent of let's get the fighters in and talk to them. I think they're interesting. I think what they do is interesting. And fight fans are going to love it too. So
I enjoy it. I enjoy most of them.
And guess what? I'm going to get wrestlers in here too. So we'll see.
Wrestlers are always good interviews.
Yeah,
they're great on the mic. They're always like Foley and fucking Jericho and any of those guys we've had in are tremendous.
Yeah,
tremendous.
Yeah. All right, so we'll take a break.
Was there any other calls we had to get to or no?
No, I mean, the phone banks are full, but they're all, you know, just kind of talking about it, but we've given all the information we have.
Okay.
But, number one, the Impractical Jokers will be here very soon. Also, did you hear Trump say that he was not sniffling?
No, I did read that. He said it was the mic, but at one point he said the mic was turned down, and then he's saying the mic was too loud. I don't know what it was.
We're going to get into that, but we'll take a break first. We'll be back, Jim Norton and Sam Roberts after this.
With their car, I guess. We want to take those guys early. Pickles.
It's just this stream of consciousness, like your brain just spilled into the microphone.
Yeah, sock cucka.
Welcome back. Jim Norton, Sam Roberts, the Impractical Jokers are coming in. Joanna,
Wrong. Wrong.
No.
What's
her name?
Joanna Nagel.
Nagel?
I think it's Jedrzejczyk.
Jedrzejczyk. She's also going to be here in a little bit.
Fun to watch.
Is she?
Oh
man.
Fuck.
We'll talk to them. I was watching, luckily, Impractical Jokers is on True TV. They had a marathon last night. I watched like 4 episodes in a row. It's just so funny. Because it's 4 guys that are legitimately friends, and they love watching their friends get humiliated.
It's like me, you, Travis, and Paul.
No.
We should be Impractical Joshers. Let's do a show somewhere else.
It's the same thing.
You should bring that up to them.
Impractical Joshers.
Yeah, see if they want to do a spinoff.
What do you think of my concept here? Did you hear Donald Trump?
Can I hear that?
He's now said he was not sniffling at the debate. This is what he said. You want to play that, Paul?
Huh?
No sniffles. No. You know, the mic was very bad, but maybe it was good enough to hear breathing.
He said no sniffles.
But
no.
good enough to hear breathing.
Yeah. Okay. I have this for you. You tell me, Jim Norton, if Donald Trump was sniffling at the debate.
You got it.
He said that it was the mic. First he said, by the way, he said that the mic was too low.
Right.
When he was leaving.
That's what yes.
Now he's saying he had mic troubles and maybe it was too loud, but he said this, no sniffling. No sniffling. This is, you want to play the thing from him talking about the mic? Okay.
Well, I felt he was fine, but I felt it was fine. And they also gave me a defective mic. Did you notice that? My mic was defective within the room. So I was... No, but I wonder, was that on purpose? Was that on purpose? But I had a mic that wasn't working properly within the room. But
his mic was fine. His mic was totally fine.
Everything he said.
And he was, listen, this is a montage. This is a montage from the debate. And you tell me whether or not he was sniffling.
Yeah. Sounds like me watching YouPorn. He's tugging his pecker.
Do you think that was a mic problem?
Yes, the mic was on.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. He was sniffing.
It's my new laugh.
It's not good. He was sniffing the entire time.
Yeah, there was a lot of sniffing.
It's so weird that he can't admit any sort of... He can never admit any fault or perceived weakness with anything.
Yep.
Like, there can never be an instance of, like, oh, maybe I wasn't feeling too great, or, oh, I had allergies.
Or maybe it's my fault.
Right.
Yep.
None of it.
Nope.
None of it.
Annoying quality.
Paul, in Alaska. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Jim, Sam, first time, last time.
By the way, did you ever hear him go, you hear fucking Sam? Hey, welcome to Jim Norton, Sam Roberts.
I've hosted a lot of shows, and recently I never know what the name of these things are.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, anyway, winners never admit their fault, and Donald Trump's going to win, so what's the big deal?
All right.
He
very well may.
But if he's blatantly sniffling, to then go on television and say, no sniffles, no sniffles.
Yeah, it's okay to sniffle.
I didn't kill the hooker in the trunk. You stick to your story.
That's right. You don't have to always be right, but never doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask one last question before you hang up on me?
Yes.
Any chance we get an Anthony Cumia appearance via phone on the new show?
I would love to have Anthony on the new show. I would love to have Anthony on the show.
Yeah.
More than anything, you know that. So, again, he did call in the one, and again, this was, Anthony said this, he called in when Opie was in the afternoon one time, and apparently just to talk to him. I don't think it was anything underhanded, because I think he would have at least said that to me, but he really was like, no, I really did just want to just say, hey, man. And he got left on hold, so I don't know if it was because Opie didn't want to talk to him, or if he was afraid there'd be a problem with management. I didn't, of course, Opie, it's another thing Opie and I never talked about, so I would love nothing more than to have that fucking dopey Anthony on the phone. I would love nothing more than that. I think you know that.
Oh, man. Yeah. But it's odd, going back to the sniffling thing, and not to harp on the sniffling.
You can harp on it.
But I just can't fathom the idea of him so blatantly, throughout the whole show, even if he thought even if he thought he wasn't sniffing, you'd think he would go back and be like, oh, I guess I did sniff a lot.
Yeah, it's like he's fucking pulling like an impractical joke on us.
What does that mean?
Just tying it in with our guests.
They're not here yet.
So what?
So why would you tie it in for no reason?
Improbable joshers?
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Me, you, Travis?
For you to sit there and make a terrible connection to a guest that's not even here yet.
I think we have fun. I want to do a prank show, like innocent pranks. Like here's episode 1.
Tell me.
I thought Travis, man, Scott's down the hall. He wants to talk to you. Travis would be like, what it is? I'm like, I think it's a raise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And then he walks down there and we film him talking about how he's going to spend the money. And then he gets in and Scott's like, nah. And then Travis just walks back.
Because that's what you do with the boss. You tell them how you're going to spend all your money.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you go down there and he's on the phone and he goes, and then he like waves you off and you don't even have the meeting.
So Travis,
Ow!
Did you hit your hand?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that was God.
Ow!
That was God.
Ow, cunt! I'm gesturing and I'm standing and I smashed my 3 middle finger tippies on the nails on the fucking table. Ooch, that hurts.
I wish they'd broken.
Oh, would you laugh if my fingers were broken?
Oh my God!
And I couldn't crank my pud for a while. I became a real person.
Yeah, but so Travis would walk down the hall, just kind of mumbling to himself about how he was going to spend his money?
No, he'd like talk to camera. He wouldn't know that we were Josh.
Oh, so like a producer would be like, "Hey, Trav,
what's going on?
What's going on? How are you going to spend all that money anyway?"
And he'd be like, we can't use this for the episode because this is not even a joke.
So Scott waves me off, and then what do? I'd probably just wait.
No, you come back. Like, the whole thing was a ruse.
So your idea here is that Travis walks down the hallway with the improbable Josher's camera on him.
Yeah.
You say, hey, the camera crew's going to follow you down. Scott's going to give you a raise, but this isn't one of the Joshes. And then Travis goes, oh, great. Perfect.
Yep.
And then he finds out, just joshing.
Yep. The whole thing was a fucking ruse to humiliate him.
That's very good.
That would be humiliating.
And he comes back like, no raise, guys.
Yeah. Well, how are you going to buy all those things that you wanted to spend your money on?
I don't want to do their shows. Obviously, got to be different than ours. So we have to have something like, how can we like close each one out? Maybe like a circle of laughter. Like after, like what Travis happened, like the rest of us would get around him and go like, oh snap, like in a circle of laughter around him.
I don't want to be a part of the show.
Travis, no.
Would you do that dance?
Yeah, that's like the arms out. Oh, snap.
Waving through.
Yeah.
Just waving through the whole time.
And does everybody laugh at the same time, or does it kind of just go around?
Just naturally flows.
Just naturally, of course, because it's so funny.
Yeah.
These jokes don't sound as good as the Impractical Jokers jokes.
No, because you're just hearing them. You're not seeing them in action.
No, even in a concept form.
Those bastards they're promoting, by the way, the Nitro Circus Spectacular, November 3rd, 8 o'clock, the Prudential Center. They're on at 10 o'clock on True TV, as you all know. But they are massive live appearance guys.
That's a live finale for the season.
Oh.
It's a 2-hour live finale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's one of the biggest shows. It's become one of the biggest shows on True TV. It's probably, is Billy on the Street on True TV now as well?
I think so.
So it might be those two.
That's a big show?
Billy on the Street, yeah. Yeah. With Billy Eichner. But this show has become absolutely massive.
Well, I don't think True TV plays anything else.
Than Impractical Jokers?
Yeah, I think
it has become
always on.
I went to last night. I went to Cable on Demand to watch some episodes, and they only had like 2 episodes on demand. And I was like, that 2 episodes isn't nearly enough. So I turned on True TV, and I was like, it's just on all night. So
it was
won't
on
be
from
a
like
problem.
5 to 10 yesterday.
Right. Won't be a problem at all. I don't know where they come up with so many pranks.
I got some other good ones.
You actually have other ideas?
Yes.
What kind of stuff? I mean,
bunch of stuff.
You should talk about it before they get in because you don't want them to steal the ideas.
That's true.
That's why I'm talking about it now.
Is there any sort? Is there a Josh you'd like to play on? Maybe on them when they come in. Is there like maybe a prank we could do?
Maybe we have 4 of them coming.
That's right.
We got 3 chairs.
Right, and the one next to you. That's 4.
No, we should save that for Joanna. So we'll say to them, the guest can't sit there. We have another guest coming. And it'd be crazy to watch them play musical chairs.
I think one would just sit on the couch.
Well, let's put boxes on the couches. So they can't do that. Go get some boxes of records.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. And I don't think you also, I don't know that you can save a seat because there'll be a guest after them.
Do you watch Narcos?
Yeah.
God, that's good. I'm on season 2 now. It's such a good show.
How far into season 2 are you?
I'm in the middle. Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to pick it up at season 2, but I did. See, I fell off. I watched the first season up until I missed the last 2 episodes, but then when season 2 came out, I caught up on them and started watching season 2, and it really is good.
Oh man, it's a good show.
Yeah. Pablo Escobar, I love Pablo on the show.
Don't you love when they show the real Pablo too? Like they show you he's a little different looking.
Yeah,
his hair like Tucker Carlson. He's a little...
I love the Pablo. He's always got his gut, and he's always got his pink polo tucked into his bad jeans. He looks like he's works at Apple but thinks he's cool. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I love it. I love it.
I do too.
Because Pablo Escobar, the only thing I knew really about Pablo Escobar before... Oh, this is the guy who did the Pablo parody. The only thing I really knew about Pablo Escobar before was from that movie Blow. You see Blow with Johnny Depp?
We almost interviewed the guy...
George Young.
George Young.
Yeah.
When Rick Ross was in, but he couldn't be in with a felon. George Young could because he had just got out of prison.
Oh.
So we almost had him in. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Pablo Escobar was very scary in that movie.
I don't remember him in that movie. I know he was a scary guy, very scary guy.
He shot a guy in the face, just out of nowhere. But no, I like Narcos a lot. A lot of the Netflix shows are good.
He doesn't look as heartless as he was. He almost looks like you could negotiate with him, but you really couldn't.
Well, that's the point. Even the guy on Narcos looks like oh, but yeah, I mean, he would get harsh sometimes. But I bet if you knew him, you'd like him.
That's probably true.
Yeah, I guess so, but he ends up killing all his friends.
Well, some of them, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't pay.
Carlos later, oh.
Everybody dies around him.
Go back to that picture, please.
I don't know what, they're supposed to be...
It's like a fun dinner.
You would go to that dinner?
Fuck yes.
You would?
Yes.
You would like to go to the Colombian cartel dinner?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, that's Colombian.
Yeah, I'm not Mexican. Yes, I would love to. Oh, there's George right there. Wow, wait, where's George?
No, that's not George.
No, where is he?
That man's name is Jose.
Yes, it is.
This man is Espanol. No, I don't know if there's any photos of George and Pablo. Pablo didn't take that many photos.
He should have. He was very handsome.
He wasn't that handsome, actually.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I like the beginning of Narcos probably the best. I loved hearing about when he was making, I love when they're successful. I hate when it starts to fall apart. Because I fantasize about it. I liked when he was tucking cocaine under truck tires and just making millions and millions of dollars. I like when everything's going well for the bad guys.
So you like when the old nose candy is coming in?
I don't know if I'd phrase it like that.
So you talk in the streets.
What streets?
Fucking School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly how I'd phrase it. But yeah. I like when things are good. And business is up, and there's possible killings going on, and all this stuff. But then I always can tell. It's always very obvious. They start to get greedy, or they start to get careless, or whatever it is, and everything falls apart.
So you like the first half of Cocaine Cowboys?
Love the first half. Love the first half of Cocaine Cowboys.
That second one was not that good.
No, because it's always the best when they're starting it, right? When it's just booming and they're ahead of the cops, the cops haven't exactly figured out what's going on yet, so they could just do whatever they want. And you're watching it, and I'm sitting there going holy shit, if I got into this business, it would last forever. Yeah. It would just be perfect. I would have all this success, all this money coming in, and then, of course, what happens? It falls apart. It falls apart because people either get greedy or the cops catch up or whatever it is. Although, I loved the end of Narcos Season 1. Just watching Pablo Escobar hang out in his own jail that he built and staffed himself was fucking amazing. And then I started Googling because I was there's no way.
Oh, it's true.
I know. I started Googling because I figured that they had dramatized it just to make it seem like Pablo was more of a thing. And not only is it true, they made the prison look like the prison actually looked. What'd they call it? The cathedral? The cathedral, right? They made it look like the way it really looked. It was a fucking country club. It was beautiful.
You could never pull that shit in this. That's why they're all scared to come to the stage, because you can't do that.
Right. They don't. Well, that's what his whole thing was. He didn't want to be expedited.
Yeah.
Right?
Extradited.
What did I say? Expedited?
Like a dope, yeah.
Well, they would move him very quickly.
Yeah.
So he'd be expedited as well, I think.
Because extradition would be done expeditiously.
Right. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was getting at.
That's what I do after a good point.
That's what El Chapo's fighting against.
Extradition?
El Chapo does not want to come.
No, he's very upset that he's being tortured.
To a big probably by the fucking family of a cop.
I love that El Chapo's lawyer is now coming forward. That's a story today. El Chapo's lawyer is complaining that he's being tortured in jail.
Yes.
And, like, how anybody thinks that they're going to build a case of sympathy around El Chapo, who all he ever does is kill people and escape from prisons. Like, that's his whole line of work. But his lawyer's like, no, this is not fair. He's being tortured. You're right. El Chapo was never responsible for the torture of anybody. So, but I will tell you this. I want El Chapo to win. I want him to come out victoriously because I want to believe that, like, you know, these tales can actually happen. I don't want to believe that the fuzz is going to get you every time.
You should watch, I believe he was in charge of the, I don't know if it's the Gulf Cartel or the, what's the big one? There was the Zetas and the, what was the name of his gang? Sinaloa. So you should watch Sinaloa Cartel beheads videos, and you'll see El Chapo's.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that. That's not the fun that I want to watch.
Root is hard.
Yeah, no, I just want him. I want him making money hand over fist. You know, having a good time, living life, being a king.
I still think, even though he's probably a bigger drug dealer than Escobar was, and he's more vicious.
Yeah,
but Escobar might have been more powerful, like in his own country.
Yeah, and Escobar's like, he's more legendary. He's become this like iconic cult figure. You know, what's his name?
Norton?
No. Played him in that movie Medellin.
Oh, Gerard Depardieu.
That's who it was, yes. Gerard Depardieu.
Played Pablo Escobar.
That's right.
I don't know who played him.
The guy from Entourage.
Adrian.
No. Oh. Vinny Chase.
Right, sorry.
Vinny Chase played him in Medellin.
By the way,
he thought it was going to be the role of his career. It really it backtracked him. It backtracked him quite a bit.
The director was very difficult.
He was, and he was way over budget. Way over budget.
Roland right now is online to get his picture with Bruce.
What?
He's online to get his picture with Bruce.
Where?
At some book signing.
Yeah, in Union Square.
Oh, did he take the day off to go meet Bruce today?
Yeah, it was what he said.
That's awesome.
And I hope that I said, how you doing? He goes, it's electric here. I hope he cries. I hope
we really should have sent somebody to video him.
Yes, we should have. I fucking hope he breaks down and hey, man.
And cries.
I hope that the guys are here. What's up? Good.
How's it going, guys? What's going on, man?
Breaks down and cries.
Hey,
man, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
How's it going? All the Impractical Jokers are here.
Yes. On this.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Everybody's getting comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are here.
These are heavy. These are heavy.
We were just talking about the fact that True TV doesn't seem to be playing anything except your guys' show these days, which is great. Like I was talking, Travis and I were talking about it. Like I went on demand last night to catch up on episodes, just before you guys were coming in, and there's only 2 on demand. And I was like, I need more than 2.
People aren't demanding it.
Well, True TV is forcing it because I turned out, I was like, well, let's see if it's on True TV. And it's like, yeah, you got 5 hours of it tonight.
You got to go on request. You're
not on demand.
Will you guys watch it if it's on? Will you actually watch it? Like, I can't.
Do you guys watch the show? I haven't seen the earlier seasons.
I watch it with my wife, but she skips your turn. She just watches.
Wait, what? Why me specifically?
No, I was just looking at you. All your turns.
I avoid it.
I can't watch
it. You know, really?
I don't even watch the edits.
You know?
I can't. You know what it is? It's this one. I see myself how fat I'm getting over the years. So if they show an earlier season episodes where I was like 15 pounds lighter, and then they show one now, I just throw up all over myself. So I try and spare myself.
You're not
that
getting fat at all. You're wonderful in Narcos, by the way.
But you just said, well, wait a minute.
Do you notice that when you watch TV? Like, if I see myself, I'm like, oh, you ugly motherfucker. It's hard to watch, right, when you see yourself.
I forget what I look like, Jim.
Yeah.
I forget, and then I'm reminded, and then I don't ever want to know again.
No, I understand.
Completely terrible. The first season when it wasn't on the air yet, you don't really think, you're like, all right, we're making this thing. It's on this cable channel. Maybe people will watch it.
Right.
And the first season, I did not even brush my hair. I didn't do anything. I refused makeup. I was like, who cares?
Right.
And then I watched the whole first season, and I was just in such a hole.
Yeah.
Just such a pit of despair. I was like, this is what I look like. So in the second season, I put. I comb my hair. I lost a little bit of weight, but now I'm back to where I started.
Well, the problem is, they say the camera adds 10 pounds. Well, we're a hidden camera show, so there's 8 cameras on us.
The what do you call it? We switched to HD. We were in standard definition, and then the second season, they put us in high definition, and that was not good for any of us. We got not high definition bodies.
We have faces for standard def.
Yeah. No comic likes fucking 4K. It's never good for comics.
But there's still more nudity than you would think.
Really?
Yeah. There's still, I would think no nudity, and there is some nudity.
Yeah, tasteful nudity. Tasteful.
I'm not ashamed of this body. This is what I'm working with.
I used to date a girl who was on the news. She was a newscaster, and this, as the switch was going to HD, I used to just bust her chops affectionately, be like, "Oof, that HD, that's gonna get you." Now that the tables have turned, because now I look disgusting and she still looks great.
Do you still talk to her?
From time to time, yeah. Yeah.
What season are you up to?
Season 5 is on the air. We're shooting season 6 now.
Oh my god! So how do you feel like now you're shooting season 6? Is it like still fun and the energy's good, or is it like, fuck, we got to come up with another season of pranks? Like,
we thought that in season 2. Like, we didn't know what we were going to do in season 2. We thought that in episode 2.
Yeah, I remember after season 1, we're like, all right, well, we got another one. Like, what are we going to do? But it just keeps coming. I mean, we say we'll do it until we stop having fun.
Right.
I think we still genuinely have fun doing it. Right?
It's actually, you know how like some things like it's not funny, then it comes back.
Sure.
I'm on the comeback. Like season 5, I was a little bit like, all right, enough. But now I'm having a blast.
You are?
Yeah. So it's kind of back to being a lot of fun
We're
again.
3 days into filming.
Yeah, well, that's on for a while too.
Well, are you guys like musicians where all of a sudden you start to want to solo up? Like, because musicians, whenever you're in a four-way, even radio partnerships can be difficult. But when you're in a band, there's 4 of you. A lot of times there'll be one guy that goes out. Do you guys get that temptation?
No, well, for the most part, we're friends first, so that's where it came from. But it's funny because when people come up to us in a group, they'll come up to like Sal and they'll be like, "Sal, you're my favorite." And it's just weird because you're standing there and it's all funny that you're your favorite. Like,
yeah, it's strange when my mother says that to us.
Yeah. I think right now we're in that thing where it's just like we are kind of all doing little things here and there, but like financially, we will never be, like we're stronger together, and really all I care about is money. So it's like I just want to hang on to these guys as long as I can.
Massive live appearances too. Massive.
People write checks to Voltron. They don't write checks to just the right leg of Voltron.
Red Tiger. Right. Plus, like if you soloed up, it'd be like just like Q in a grocery store with an earpiece. Nobody's talking to him.
So which is how I live life normally.
No soundtrack, just credits slowly rolling.
Do you like the way that you're portrayed on TV, all of you? I feel like they've kind of honed in on like who is the specialty on which show. Like I feel like Murr, like you're like portrayed as kind of a sociopath.
Yeah, I get the
like a non-emotional
like
weirdo.
No moral, no ethics, no.
Spot on. It's spot on.
Yeah, but also the butt of the joke I get a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Q is like you're like the softie who's like I don't want to do this. Why are you making me do
this? Are you talking about me being fat again? I'm working on it. I'm really working on it.
You're not working on it. I saw you at breakfast. You're not working on it at all.
I have my fitness pal. I'm doing great.
They took like our like traits and we just kind of exaggerate them and blow them up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But we're in charge of the edit, too, which helps.
Are you?
Oh, you are?
Yeah, we are.
That's hard to get. Good for you.
So we make sure that we put in what
How'd you get that?
We just edited. And like nobody else knew how.
No, we don't have to pay an editor. These guys will do it. That's great.
When we first started, we had no idea how to make a TV show at all. And we just like they're like, all right, report to the office. And then we went there and we literally there was like no desk. We sat on a couch and like looked at each other and we're like, should we take out our laptop? We took our laptops out. They were on our like labs and we were just like writing jokes. And then we started. There was only 8 people total, and so we called for locations. We did everything from and we thought that was how it's supposed to go. And then the next season, the show got a little more popular, and they ordered more episodes. And then all of a sudden, there was like more people coming in and were like, "What do you do?" And they were like, "Oh, I do this."
I'm the director.
And now we have like 50 people, and we kind of get it now. But
but you still get to maintain.
We
control.
started doing that, and we kind of like kept it. So yeah,
I don't think they noticed that we kept it.
Well, something interesting happened too. Is like the president of the network. I don't want to say fired, but he got fired, and then a new regime came in, and we were kind of the hit show already. So there was this kind of thing where they respectfully weren't like, now we're coming in and changing the show. So we were like, oh, now we could just seize power on our own. So it worked out pretty good.
It was, they saw at least they recognized you guys are doing great, and they didn't need to fuck with it. That's awesome that they recognize that. I mean, so many people would still kind of try to come in and tinker with it. It's good they let you alone.
They toe the line sometimes with us though, because our ideas do get a little bit like crazy.
What is one that they said, nah, you can't do that?
Well, for example, we've wanted to do this punishment for years now, and they keep rejecting it on us. It's called a bus to Tampa. Okay, the punishment is whoever loses the episode, we handcuff him to the back of a Greyhound bus, like in the back seat, inside the bus. The back seat, we handcuff him, and he's got to drive to Tampa, and he can't get off the bus. So he's got to, survive in the back of a Greyhound to Tampa.
So rename it. Call it the old Ratso Rizzo.
Exactly. I'm walking here. We want to just put cams in the bus, and the 25-hour ride live streams. Online.
So they got to like piss in jars and stuff.
He's going to survive. But it's legit with like other people that buy Greyhound tickets. So whoever sits next to him endures it with him, and they're all on. But they won't let us do that. But
why? What are they saying is the problem?
I think 25 hours of silence they have an issue with. We think it will make great television.
Yeah.
There's also so much of it is spur of the moment. Like I was watching one last night where that's why I brought up the grocery store, where like you were doing, and the little stupid shit is what always makes me just like giggle. Like they were doing a thing where they were just making them hijack carts. So like they'd be pushing a grocery cart, and then they'd have to go to somebody who was legit shopping and just put their cart behind it and just walk off with their full cart. But you did it to one where there was a kid on it. I was like,
that's when it gets weird.
Yeah, I was watching it, and then Sal, you had to do it because you had to look at the kid like you like you were going to cut his throat if you said anything. And I was like, I'm pretty sure if you asked permission in advance to like fake kidnap a kid in a grocery store, the network would probably be like, no, you can't.
No,
you can't do
we
that.
give them like a broad idea, and then just kind of whatever happens. I'm not above threatening a child.
You're not. You're not. Have you ever gotten pissed off at each other? Because like.
Oh yeah. Finish your sentence, but what are we gonna?
Because the vibe is like at the comedians Norton who hang out and like goof on each other. Eventually, somebody's gonna say something or catch somebody on a bad day and get their feelings hurt, and it turns into a real fight. Correct?
Yep.
Right.
It's usually not where you think it's going to be either. You know what I mean? It's not the death of the mother or something harsh like that.
Yeah.
It's hey, how'd that shit pilot go that you shot? Go fuck yourself.
How dare you say that? How dare you say that about my 12th pilot?
Yeah.
So like, at what point does that pop up for you guys?
It does.
It does.
We're with each other every day, mostly because we also tour and do live shows and things like that. So we're with each other a lot, and we weather it. It's sometimes worse than others. But,
But then we go away for a month, and we come back together, and we're happy again.
I missed you guys.
We just started season 6 with like a some kind of monster Metallica sit down where we talked about our feelings for hours and hours, and it kind of
group therapy.
Not really therapy, I guess, but it's not. But we're really good friends. I mean, that's the thing. It's we're really close. Us four. So
we're also lovers. So that helps.
Lovers, friends. Yeah. So it's not that hard, but you do need that blowing out of the pipes every once in a while.
What's the thing that will cause friction more than anything?
Murray.
Yeah. It generally is one of your pranks?
No, him in general.
I think they're referring to. I have a particular sensibility and way of thinking that is different from most of humanity.
I will say that most of our and I wouldn't even call them fights, most of our heated discussions come from the business aspect, because it's hard, because we're friends, business partners, co-stars and everything. So it's literally, I don't think most of it comes from like a joke we say to somebody. Like we could literally joke about anything to each other about stuff. But I think like when we disagree on like the trajectory.
We're also all Italian. We were raised in loud households.
Yeah.
So when other people, and we have a shorthand talking to each other, so other people from the outside look at us and it seems like we're screaming at each other, but we're just being passionate and emphatic, you know?
Right.
I don't want to discount my mother's side of the family. I'm half Italian.
We get it. You're Latino. You're a sexy Latino.
It was Cuban, and
Mexican.
Puerto Rican.
I hear you're half
Spanish.
Jewish. Only the good half. Half Cuban?
Puerto Rican, Cuban.
Do you have family down
Spanish,
there?
Yeah.
Would you go?
Yeah.
I want to go to Cuba.
I'm looking forward to going.
Oh, you are going?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to going eventually.
No, you should go down there and prank the Cubans. Hey, look, Wi-Fi. Really? No.
Just kidding. A motor.
What's that? It's a car after 1958. Oh, my God. No, we're just fucking with you.
Here's a family photo of those of us who got out.
Swim.
So, Sal, you're doing stand-up.
Yeah, I do stand-up.
You do stand-up, right? Does anybody else do stand-up?
I think I'm the only one who was interested in it, I think, right?
Yeah.
You guys never wanted to, like...
We all do different things, you know. Like, so Joe oversees most of the TV show. You know, he's kind of like the head guy in charge, and so oversees all the edit. Q does a lot of the writing
Head
on the show.
guy in charge, huh? I like the way you changed that term.
HGIC.
Sal does stand-up and is excellent at it. Has a college tour coming up this fall.
Yeah.
Q writes comic books and does a lot of the writing on the show. And I'm Murr.
Murr wrote a novel that he's currently flogging. Right? Yeah. He's trying to get it published.
What's it about?
We have different.
It's a thriller, a horror that takes place in the subways in a new mythical subway line they build under the East River.
Murr's got a very like big sci-fi brain that actually took shape in a novella.
Stranger
It's
Things.
it's about a man who's sleight of frame murdering his 3 friends.
He's wearing an earpiece. It's very, very out there.
But you don't have you guys don't have TV aspirations to do like other shows.
Production's a thing like we like to do because we're so busy with the show, but we have a lot of fun ideas that are out there, you know. So like TV production is the other thing that we
like
creating shows, different formats, working with people to do stuff.
We've done that a bunch since the beginning. We'll create a few shows a year. We'll go out and pitch them. We've sold a bunch, but they've never gone past pilot. But we're always trying to work on other shows and stuff like that. We do guest stars. We guest star on other shows, but we can't really contractually we can't really like star in anything else right now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's always irons in the fire. Don Herrera told me to always say you have irons in the fire.
We're hoping to do a Joker's movie one day. That'd be pretty cool.
I'm sure they'll let you do that. You guys are huge.
Yeah.
Fuck, the Prudential Center. It's a big gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on at the with the live finale? You're doing the Impractical Jokers live Nitro Circus Spectacular.
We like to name things very easy so that people remember it short and easy.
It's on the 3rd of November at the Prudential Center.
It's our season finale, and it's going to be a live 2-hour episode where we partnered with Nitro Circus, those crazy guys that do those motorcycle stunts and everything. And we're not stuntmen, nor athletic. It's going to be like a middle-aged Wipeout.
Yeah. Last year we did a live episode which went really well and it was a lot of fun. So we're like, we want to do that again. So we said, could we do that again for a finale? So it's kind of like they're like, yeah, we could get the Prudential Center and Nitro Circus, and we're like, okay, let's do that. But they're a good group to work with. The ideas that we have we'll all survive, I think. I think it'll be all right.
Now, do you guys have other people try to give you ideas? I'm sure friends, like as a comic, they give you jokes and you want to just fucking smash them.
Why, you got some?
But do you have that where guys will give you ideas? It's like, look, we're just a comedy show. We can't pull that off.
Yeah, we get that a lot. I mean, it's not just friends. It's really anyone who sees us on the street at all, at any time, at any point. It just come up and like, this is what you guys should be doing.
What's an idea that someone gave you that you're like, we just can't ever do that?
Somebody actually once pitched us at a live show. At our live shows, we do like meet and greets at the end, and this lady comes in. She's like, "You guys should be surgeons." Oh, and I said, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, well, you know, like we've played doctors before." She's like, "No, you should get the punish guy to be like assisting in a surgery." I was like a real surgery or somebody? She's like, yeah, it'd be great because he wouldn't know what to do when the guy said, hand me this, he wouldn't know what to hand him.
We're not getting rid of how the show works.
That's a tough release to get.
And then you're talking into the earpiece, say she's got nice tits. I can't, she's unconscious.
That doesn't mean she doesn't have nice tits. She's unconscious. She still has them.
Are you,
just saying.
Do you want to like get each other punched in the face Something when you're doing these things?
I don't think
Like,
that's
is that
the goal. I mean, I want them to like go through, endure whatever the worst of it is. But we kind of like stray from getting to a heated point. We kind of, in the beginning, we push those boundaries a little bit, but it's kind of sometimes it hits a point where it's not funny.
Yeah.
It's like if someone's pissed off and they want to punch you, it's more like, oh shit, is he going to punch him? But it strays away from funny, and you can antagonize anyone.
Yeah.
You know, that's not. There's kind of like it's easy almost. So I think what we try to do is toe the line between confusing people, confounding people, and then just kind of like, or just creating a situation where people are like a little bit incredulous and stuff like that.
Well, because I watched Q tell a guy to stop looking at his tits and look at his eyes. And the guy like was obviously like, I'm not fucking around. Like, go. Like, enough. And Q walked away, took his shirt off, and walked
I told you to
back
take his shirt off. That was the only time he took his shirt off on the TV show, actually.
No,
we danced in
Sal's window.
Sal's window.
There's the nudity.
And you got a massage naked.
Yeah.
Are you when something like that happens to you, Q?
I'm a straight up ass. I'm in charge of the edit too. I'm so stupid. I'm such a stupid asshole.
Don't be hard on yourself, but you are a human piece of shit.
You're disgusting.
I'll be here in the corner.
What was that?
I have a funny prank idea, by the way. What's something I've always wanted to do for real?
What's the prank?
This is true. Where I get a massage, a legit massage with a hidden camera. But no, you tell her there's a camera they're doing from this, and then I signal, and I drink milk before, and then I fucking fart through the whole massage. Want to do that? And then I signal real quick, and then you know when I'm going to fart, and then you just see if her face changes. I want that to be a 3-hour Christmas spectacle.
You did, when I went,
do it at the Prudential Center.
We worked as we were getting massages from professional massage therapists, and we had Sal laying down, and we'd secretly planted underneath his massage table one of those machines. You press the button, it's an app. You know, you hit the app, and then it farts. And he was embarrassed.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't realize. I wasn't stealing your idea.
You want to do it for real,
but I didn't see that.
I thought you were going to tell the story the reverse. We were on the road and we sold out 2 shows, and as a thank you, the owner of the club was like, "Hey, I'll send over a masseuse to your hotel." So she shows up with a table, and so she there's 2 of them and there's 4 of us, so they do me and her first. And Sal, my lady's going to go to Sal next, so she's massaging me, and the whole time she is just farting and trying to cover it with a cough. But we're in a quiet hotel room, so I'm legit. She's legit going right and back, and I'm just sitting there and I'm laughing, and I'm just trying to hold it together. And at the end, she's like, "Oh, how was it?" And I just ripped the loudest fart that I was holding, and I was like, "It was great." So then Sal texts me, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "I'm kind of tired. Should she come?" I'm like, "Dude, you have to have her." It was an unbelievable massage. So I sent the farting lady down to Sal's room, and no joke, God.
She didn't fart in front of me. It was complete silence. So I heard a stomach going. He didn't tell me any of this. I heard a stomach going. I'm like, wow, it's like abnormally loud. And then she says, "Can I have a minute?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she went into my bathroom and shit. And she's in it, but it was loud. Like, I heard her shit.
You're paying for that time. You paid for her to shit.
And then she just came back out like it was nothing and continued it. And I call him like, "Dude, she like excused herself and shit in the bed."
I was tears. I had tears going.
Were you on your stomach, crushing your heart on at that point? Pretty fucking hot, lucky devil.
I was pressed up against the bathroom door.
I had a hooker one time. She was coked out. She took a coke shit at my apartment. I've never had a massage therapist do it. It's creepy.
What's a coke shit?
Just like a liquidy, and you could tell she was all wired up, and coke shit somehow. It was not a good experience.
Well, thank you for explaining that, because I had a different image in my head.
You had like over a Sunday and a coke float.
I was going to ask you, Q, when somebody like comes back at you aggressively when you're doing one of the pranks, do you kind of come back at him like, "Well, fuck you"?
It's normally no, because first and foremost we're trying to make the TV show, so we want to make sure they're going to sign. So if they're getting angry, like, you want to pull it back and get it to a comfortable place so he'll sign to agree and be on TV and still be funny. That guy you're talking about annoyed the shit out of me, and that's when the Staten Island, New York is like, "Oh, fuck this fucking guy." You know what I mean? And then I just start doubling down and like trying to annoy the guy and like try and piss him off. But he signed that guy in the end. So
his face was blurred out.
He's blurred.
Oh, he didn't sign. All right. What we do is we have really attractive. First of all, our crew is really attractive, but like when we send them to. No. We always say they should be on TV, not us. So like when someone needs to sign, if it's a guy, like we'll send over with like a good-looking girl. And
you know what's funny? When we were setting up the intros, they're setting the cameras and they're focusing everything, so they have 4 stand-ins, crew members standing in our place before we have to go over to be on camera. And the 4 stand-ins should absolutely be on TV more than we. They're good-looking people.
Man,
we have to wrap. Travis is giving us the signal. I guess that's not our choice. That's the biggest USF TV.
Uh-oh. You have to go, but the Impractical Jokers Live Nitro Circus Spectacular. Somebody could die. You don't know.
You could. Yeah.
You don't know. You should check it out.
It's live, so
right. November
Prudential
3rd.
Center. That's a massive gig. I've done gigs on the road, and then you do a small theater, then you walk by the main theater, and you see, Impractical Jokers, December 8th through 14th. Congratulations, guys.
It never ends because now we're in the middle theater and we walk by and it's like Amy Schumer next week. And we're like,
All right, well, that's the arena. Yeah.
So the finale's November 3rd at 8 p.m. It's at the Prudential Center. I guess tickets are available.
Yeah, you can go on
so
Ticketmaster and get them.
Check it out if you're local. And Q, you're a big wrestling fan, right?
Love it. Yeah.
Is anybody out?
South
Yeah.
Yeah. We go. Anytime they're in town, we go. And I was on the Edge and Christian show, the finale last season. But we've become really like Chris Jericho's my favorite. Like I have such a crush on that guy.
He's so good right now, isn't he?
He's just the best.
He
The list
blocked
of
me on
Jericho
Twitter.
is-
No, he did not.
Yeah, he did. He blocked me on
Makes
Twitter.
me so happy.
I don't know.
watch all your interviews. I stay in touch with you for your wrestling
thank you.
expertise.
Yeah, he blocked me on Twitter because somebody made up a quote that I said and just tweeted it to him. And he was like, screw you and your afro, Sam. And then he blocked me. I was like, I didn't even stupid
Are you
idiot.
still blocked?
Yeah, I am still blocked, yeah.
You want me to talk to him?
Yeah. I mean, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find out if he's actually mad.
Okay.
I can't imagine he's mad. He's such a sense of humor, that guy.
Yeah, I want to know if he's doing bad guy wrestling shtick on Twitter, or if he's like, fuck Sam. I want to know. Do any of the wrestlers like the show?
Oh my God, so many. When we go backstage, they're like, we're excited to meet them, but they're like asking for pictures with us. So I'm just like,
That's amazing.
Girl. It's great.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's been cool because you grow up watching wrestling, and then we have like a connection to them now. Like we were trying to do some stuff with them, and with the WWE, and then we go back there, and everyone's like, "We love that," and it's like, "Oh my God, my friends are wrestlers."
So when you see them do their prank show, Swerved, are you like, "We could have fucking done that"? What are you guys doing?
We were supposed to do it with them. The schedule just didn't work out. And I think Paige tried the Larry bit on the show. And it didn't pan out like we wanted it to.
I shot a weird prank with Hulk Hogan. It was black and white. It was from a ceiling.
Mostly white, though, right?
All right, we'll let you guys go. Thank you.
We'll take a quick break.
Yes, we'll take a
I'm
break.
I'm going to piss, and then we have these guys were awesome, and we have when she gets here, Joanna Jedrzejczyk, and then we'll finish our fucking shit show.
Impractical Jokers on True TV.
Thanks for having us today,
guys.
They were great.
The Impractical
Really
Jokers.
funny guys. Yeah, they had to leave. We didn't rush them out. I could have hung with those guys for an hour.
It airs Thursday at 10 p.m. on True TV. It really is a funny show. They do an awesome job.
Let me clear something up, buddy. Not to interrupt you. Sorry.
No, go for it.
Some guy on Twitter, and again, he admits he wasn't listening. He says, not listening, so someone please confirm. Did Jim Norton really say his ticket sales are down because of Opie Radio? If so, he's full of it. No, I said nothing of the kind. I said the fact that I was on a show that people were not excited about and not enjoying. Had nothing. I'm not blaming Opie.
Right.
That's ridiculous under any circumstances. And I said there's people who just don't like me as a comic. But I could see it. I'm also going by feedback I've gotten, what people have said, emails I've gotten. And it's funny, I was like, never would I blame somebody else for that. I was a part of that show. 50% of the Opie and Jim show. Mm-hmm. So, no, I'm not, I'm not even remotely blaming Opie. I'm not a sociopath.
No, you're blaming the fact that the show didn't work.
I'm blaming the fact that people were not enjoying the show. And a lot of people who used to love the show and were hardcore, it just reminded them of what wasn't anymore. And it wasn't funny to them.
Right.
And then another guy goes, dude, you were spot on about your ticket sales dropping because of Opie. I skipped out on the last show in Orlando because of that. Sorry. But no, I'm not saying that, buddy. So if I said that wrong, if people misinterpreted, that's my fault. That's not what I was trying to say. I would never blame another person for people having a lack of interest in me.
Right. That's all you. You get all the credit for that.
Okay. And I just I DM'd him and he DM'd me back to go, okay.
The guy?
Yeah, I was like, that's not what I said. Come on.
You really take an interest in these people.
With something like that, it's like, I mean, I'm a fucking dick about certain things, but I'm not a baby who's going to blame other people for my own failings.
Yeah, I guess. I just can't imagine DMing him to make sure. Like, who cares if he's wrong or not?
You'd try to answer the question.
Yeah.
You'd probably DP him, though, wouldn't you?
I would.
Yeah, you little fruit bowl. That's a cool name for the show if we do it.
Well, right now...
Yimmy in the Fruit Bowl.
Yimmy in the Fruit... I don't like that at all.
No?
Right now, we're all in the studio. You know how you can tell that the names of the show are bad? Whenever we take like a photo with the guest during the commercial break, they change the TV logos.
Sure.
Because of how stupid the names are.
All in the studio is good.
They have to change it to Norton and Friends. Which, by the way, Norton and Friends is stupid enough.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
It's awesome sauce.
Stop saying that. Stop saying awesome sauce.
Travis likes it.
No, and no matter how many times you say it, it's not going to take off.
You still haven't. You have not warmed up to it at all?
No.
Have you gotten more cold to it?
Yes.
That's what I thought. That was my prediction, too.
You should have said colder.
You could say more cold.
No, you can't. Have you gotten more cold to it? No, have you gotten colder?
I said you've gotten more cold to it.
No.
Sounds like a very against police judge.
Yeah, exactly. Zach, let me say somebody's saying that you got more stupid. Then you get stupider. They don't say more cold.
Stupider's not a word.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't.
Of course it is.
Check it, Paul.
I can even spell it. S-A-M. Oh, shit.
Let's see.
Oh, Peckhole.
That's right.
What?
I said that's right to Pecos.
Oh.
not anything.
Fuck
right.
Yeah.
Did you hear, speaking of Pecos, about this group of men that have sworn off women?
I did. There's 10,000 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot more than I thought there would be. Tens of thousands of them.
Tens of thousands. Okay, sorry.
And they formed a real-life online community called MGTOW, Men Going Their Own Way. Their first rule is abandoning all romantic relationships with women.
Do they like dick?
No, they're not gay men. Some of them are cool with prostitutes. Some of them are okay with people going to prostitutes or doing anything like that. But they're formed under the understanding that all relationships are based around women, using their power to control men, and that men lose the ability. It's very strange.
I agree.
You do.
I'm joining that group.
That was really, really quick. There is this thing in the world where you can compromise a little bit without deciding that your whole world has come crashing down. Wow. Like this idea that if I compromise even slightly, and by the way, if you compromise slightly, it means the other person has also given, right? That's what compromise is. It works on both ends. But they're so averse to doing anything like that that they think relationships are just evil in general. You can't be with these women. Some of them have abandoned sex altogether. They say they're not going to be slaves to the little blue pill anymore.
Oh, God, idiots.
And they are morons.
Just eat pussy well, then.
That's not the point.
Fuck, I love the little blue pill.
You do?
Yes.
You use them?
Even when I'm not going to get laid. Just to feel like a virile person.
Just to wake up feeling strong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Someone's got a pud worth playing with.
It's a confidence booster.
Yep, I'm a pud tugger.
You are?
From way back.
Oh, my God.
I'm a pud tugger.
Is that a song?
It is now.
They say that pop songs are feminist propaganda. And they talk about, even in Hollywood, men are cuckolded and wronged by women. I don't think anybody is being...
Nah, these guys are right.
Cuckolded. You think so?
Boo to ladies. Boo to ladies. Guys?
Okay, so far just Tumbleweed's done that. So far you're alone on that one.
No, I'm not.
It's a community exclusively for men. Just men, Jim.
Boo to ladies.
Who is
Boo.
Why join the community anyway?
Boo.
You just hate women.
Booing the ladies.
You are.
They wreck everything.
Because of their parts?
That's right.
Yeah.
And they control us with their cooters.
Right.
Boo.
Those hypnotizing pussies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those holes of control. You
can take the smallest amount of personal responsibility and just be like, you know what? maybe I just will put it down on the list of priorities. These are probably all like people that are either relationship or sex addicts, or they just have to swear off it completely.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what would motivate you to need other guys to do that. Like, why do you need a club? Just don't do it. Become asexual.
It's very strange that people they love having adult friendships, which I don't know. Why, as an adult, do you need to go out? If you meet somebody at work, you get along, whatever it is, that's fine. But to go out specifically as an adult man.
I like being friends.
You like to find other man friends?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I love friends.
You like to join friendship community, book clubs, the like?
I belong to a friendship club.
You do? You are? How many people are in that club?
So many, and they're all my friends.
I think it might just be you.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Hello, welcome to the friendship club.
What do you guys do?
Share stories and tales of our hometowns.
Tales of your hometowns? It couldn't sound like a less interesting conversation.
It's fun. Where are you from? Oh, God, tell me about it. And I'll tell you about my town.
Yeah. Yeah,
boring. People leave their hometowns because they're boring.
That's why they're not there anymore.
No, old Mr. Handley down the street had a store. We'd go in and we'd make noise and laugh, but always help clean up.
That's not a real thing. It doesn't happen anymore.
Sure
it doesn't happen in many decades.
Yeah, what are you doing in the store that needs cleaning up?
We're just helping old Mr. Handley.
He's got employees.
We were just helping him. He's old and widowed.
I got to tell you something, Kirk.
His wife was bludgeoned to death.
How did that happen?
By criminals.
Is that right? I think we're finally starting to tap into a darker side of Kirk.
Why? Kirk was helping old Mr. Handley.
Yeah, but he also remembered that his wife was bludgeoned to death by criminals.
She was, it's true.
You've never been part of a friendship group? Some kind of community like, okay, we're all going to get together and be buddies?
I like doing the radio show like this.
Look, here's what you could do. Just answer the question. You don't need to put your sunglasses on.
Yes, I do.
You don't need to do a fun, cool voice.
I do.
You're not, because here's what happens.
Friendship is cool. By everybody out there.
Here's what's happening. You put the sunglasses on.
Yes, I do.
You do a voice, but you don't do anything that furthers the conversation.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, I don't like friendship groups. They're silly.
I don't know.
I have a friendship group. They're just called my friends. That's our signal to each other.
Is that what you guys do?
Yeah.
And then the pigeons go up?
Yeah. And we all laugh. That's our secret thing.
People get lonely.
They do. But these are guys that probably can't get laid, or they're gay and they don't know it, or there's some weird shit with women they have. I don't get it.
Yeah. They're obviously... But they obviously have some kind of social disorder.
Yeah, maybe.
Where they can't function, they can't meet people under regular circumstances. But what gives me pause is that there's so many of them. Like, the fact that there's tens of thousands of them. You wouldn't think that there'd be this many people that would find a value in this.
I don't know how much I believe this, to be honest.
That it's just not even happening. You know, it could just be that this fucking website that you have to sign up for just put some shit out. Just put out a press release.
Like silly or something. Yeah, I don't know if
and
I
now
buy it.
It's a fun article for people to run with.
They've got a Reddit that's got like tens of thousands of people.
Oh my God.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Wow. What for? Travis, you're in a group like this, right?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I thought you were confirmed asexual and just looking for male friends.
My wife's here. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah, I mean, she's back there nodding vigorously.
Yeah.
She's very unhappy.
Sorry, honey, my MGTOW meeting is tonight.
No, this is why I brought the story up to you guys.
Because you're just trying to get some pub for your group?
Yep.
Trying to get some ink out there for the group?
Right. Travis talks once a week. You know, I used to be a cockslinger. Coxman.
That's right. I have a daughter. I made her. Can you believe I actually did that? Not anymore.
Yeah,
never again.
Oh, these are guys who basically have had bad interactions with women or feel like they've gotten fucked over in a divorce
and they've decided that...
we're swearing off girls.
Right. The problem is everybody else, not them.
Yeah, not at all.
No,
I like this one. It's this U.S. family court system, the legal financial rape of men, and that's probably not wrong. Like guys get destroyed in court.
Not raped. Nobody rapes them.
No, but financially they do, and metaphorically.
Metaphorically, yes.
Metaphorically.
Teftaphorically.
Ah,
yes.
Technically speaking.
yes, teftaphorically.
It's real technicality.
They don't say that.
You don't like technology?
Nope. Nope.
But yeah, like. Yes, it sucks that men get taken for all they've got in court. You know what I mean?
Awful.
It's awful.
Anthony was always pretty cool about that, though. He thought he got a fair deal.
He did. He was happy with the way his divorce proceedings went. Yeah. He put in what he took out, and he thought that was fair.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, it's really, there's a lot of great advantages to being a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things that go along with it. I've never felt in need of a support group. Ever.
You are in need of one.
What kind of support group?
MWDSA.
What does that stand for?
Men Who Don't Shave Anonymous.
Men Who Don't Shave what?
Anonymous.
It's
a support group. Because you're unshaven.
Is there a support group for improv?
Yeah, I would hope so. BA, Boars Anonymous. I'll be heading to a meeting shortly.
If you're not shaving, it's not anonymous. Everyone can see it.
That's a good point.
That's right. That's right. Travis, you're in the group with me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have our...
you had a 12 Tefs and 12 traditions instead of steps.
No, stop.
I really get unfunny at 10:40 on.
Yeah. That's when it starts to slow down.
It does, but I'm not used to being active at this hour.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's just off your clock. You have activity hours in your life, and this is not one of your activity hours. We have to recondition you to this activity hour.
Yeah.
I think our guest is walking down the hallway.
All right, good. We have a few minutes.
We'll get to the bottom of some things with Joanna Jedrzejczyk.
That's actually right.
Thank you. I thought so. I knew I'd get it by the end of the show. Oh, you nailed me.
Hope I get vibes off her.
Were you just improbably joshing me?
Ah, there we go.
Okay.
Ah.
You're going to get vibes off her?
No, I've never seen her close up. She's cute, though. But no, I don't think I will, but I would love to. I think she's probably married, though. Those girls all date trainers and killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy like me is like, what am I going to do?
Hey, man, you're a killer on the comedy stage. Let her know.
That's what I tell her. Prowl that stage like a panther. Roaring at hecklers. Swiping them down.
You should let him know. I'm a verbal assassin.
Yeah. Kill you with words.
That's right.
Kill you kindly.
That's right. Kill a box office.
No. Certainly don't kill a box office. Not at all. I kill that half-empty seats in the back.
That's right.
Okay.
Here she comes.
Where the fuck were you?
Let's welcome her in. UFC strawweight champion. Hey, how's it going?
Very good.
Good to see you.
Yes, welcome. Have a seat. We're live, so have a seat. And
you are live, yes.
And welcome.
Hi. Hello.
Jim, this is Jim Norton. He's far better at pronouncing your name than I am.
Really?
I've been struggling with it.
Can I hear?
Joanna and Jedrzejczyk.
Give me 5.
She slapped me in the face. How close?
Wasn't painful?
Was it close? No, I feel good.
Yeah, it was good. Was very good.
What's the proper?
Joanna champion.
Oh, Joanna champion.
Joanna champion.
What happened to your? You were supposed to have Carolina, whose last name I cannot say. You're fighting her at 205.
Karolina Kowalkiewicz?
Yes,
that's it.
That would be the one. She was supposed to come with you. What happened to her?
Really? I don't know. Maybe she's afraid already.
Could be.
It could be. I don't know. It's an option. No, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I heard a few times because we went to a few different radio stations, but this one is my favorite. Probably.
This one so far is the best?
It's nice.
Have you been here before, or just this moment?
No.
It's a great moment.
Yeah.
Why do you like this one the best so far? People say I'm very fun to be around. Is that what?
Yeah. Maybe.
Not as much. And I'll tell you this, you can feel better. Nobody's ever said that about him.
Okay.
Nobody considers him fun.
No. No, they don't.
I think we're gonna understand each other.
Yeah. Just so we're off on the same footing.
Yeah, you're running out of people to fight. I mean, it's like you're destroying everybody.
No, I'm not. I'm taking my job and hobby, big passion, very serious. That's why.
You consider it a hobby too?
Yes, it was my hobby, still a hobby, still a passion, but it's my job.
What's it like in Europe? Because the woman that you're fighting at UFC 205
also from Poland.
Yeah, is also from Poland. Is there a big sort of community of female fighters in Poland? Or is it just coincidence?
MMA is very big in Poland. Not so many like top level female fighters,
Right.
but I'm very happy for me, for Karolina, for the Polish MMA
Mhm.
because we making history. You know, we fighting on 205 at Madison Square Garden. It's going to be the first UFC show in New York. It's a big deal for me, for all of us. So I'm happy that two Polish, the best female fighters going to fight at Madison Square Garden. This fight's supposed to happen in Poland, but I feel like I'm international champion. I'm UFC strawweight champion of the world. So I feel like I must give this fight for all of you guys. So that's the deal.
What did you do before? I'm always interested in what fighters did before they fought. What did you do before you fought?
Breakfast.
I used to, yeah.
I'll save a seat at that improv class.
All kinds of stuff, you know. I'm very like open person. I like to learn. I like to try. I like to see some. So I used to do climbing. And I used to be a photographer, amateur photographer. So this is what I want to do after I retired, you know. I want to be back to climbing and taking pictures.
What do you like taking pictures of? I'm a terrible photographer.
You are?
Yeah, I'm a good subject. People
So
like photographing.
we could get into the fight, you know. Because I like I love Instagram, I love social media. I'm kind of okay with that. So I'm very mad at people when they can't take good picture of me, you know.
Oh, pictures of you.
Yeah, of me and other, you know.
What do you like photographing?
Myself, selfies. No,
You
I'm
like
kidding. I'm
selfies,
kidding.
yeah.
I don't at all. But sometimes I must do this.
Is it difficult for you to date?
Date?
Because,
I'm engaged.
You
so-
are engaged.
Yeah.
So yes, it is hard for her to date.
It is. I'm in the relation for 6 years, 7 years. Yeah.
Is he a fighter?
No, he used to be a soccer player, football player, soccer player. In Europe, we call it soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So an athlete, though.
Yeah. So he understands that I must travel a lot, that I must spend a few weeks outside the outside of Poland. So, yeah.
Is it hard for him to watch you fight?
No, he might come to New York. He likes it. He loves it.
He likes seeing you
understand.
fight.
Yeah. So he's very supportive.
I was always wondering, because I'm a comedian, I dated a comedian once, and then just watching her get heckled by someone in the audience really bothered me. So it was hard to watch someone be aggressive towards somebody that I was dating. I can't imagine watching somebody fight that you love.
I'm nice. I'm nice outside the octagon, you know. I don't like myself at all during the fight.
You don't like yourself during the fight?
I don't like to watch myself, watch the pictures and videos. You know, I like to.
You like you when you're not fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you're fighting, you become
Yeah.
very, very aggressive.
Yeah.
Why? How does that happen? Like, how do you make that switch? When do you make that switch psychologically?
It's just natural, you know.
Does it
Just
happen like
click.
as you're walking? Does it happen the day
it's a
before?
Fight week.
Fight
and
week.
It's every day. It's getting more and more till the fight.
Do you become difficult to deal with?
No, I'm kind of easy person, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Are you conversational? Because Rhonda said that when she fights, she doesn't like any jokes, like the morning up. Like she doesn't want to fool around. She doesn't like guys. You know, are you?
I'm different because I like to talk. I like to hang on with people. I like to joke, but I'm focused. You know, I'm focused. But I like to have some people around me. You know.
You don't like to be by yourself.
No.
Can you sleep?
Because I'm dangerous for myself. You know?
Why are you dangerous for yourself?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Well, some people are. Some people, when they're alone, like if I'm alone, I'm awful.
Start going crazy.
Yeah, because I just start thinking weird shit. Like I'm not good alone.
Or doing voices.
Yeah, I do whatever I do.
Yeah.
I'm not good by myself. I need company. I have to have people around me.
Yeah. Can you sleep, Dave? Because we talked to Wonder Boy yesterday, and he said right before the fight, he's in the locker room asleep. Like he just kind of sleeps, and then they wake him up, and he goes and fights.
Me not.
No.
I like to sit, chill a little bit, lie down, listen to some music, talk to my coaches. And I'm ready to go. You know, I put on good preparations always. So yeah.
What do you listen to?
I moved to Florida, to Coconut Creek last week.
Music. What kind of music do you listen to?
Listen. I thought, where do you live? I'm listening to all kinds of Like to get you ready for a fight though. No, when I run, I listen to Adele and her last album.
Adele?
Kind of sad.
Yeah.
But, I like it.
Yeah, Hello is a good song. It's the only one I know.
What?
Hello?
Hello, yeah.
That's a good song.
You like
Can
that
you sing
one?
it? Yeah, but it's difficult to sing.
Can you
can
sing
I
it?
sing it? No. No, I used to sing in a band. I blew my voice out.
What band?
It's like fucking puppies.
I'm a terrible singer, so...
Why? Do you have a good singing voice?
No.
Oh, you
No.
don't? All right, I don't know if I do.
Better not. I prefer to fight than sing.
Are you nervous about it? I mean, it is a massive stage to be in the first New York fight.
No, I don't know if you know, but I fought in Melbourne with Ronda Rousey, and we fought at Etihad Stadium, more than 54 or 55,000 people. So I like the atmosphere just before the fight, you know.
You like it?
You're considered the number one pound for pound female fighter in the world, above Ronda. And were you shocked when she got knocked out like that?
Yes. But I like her so much. I respect her as an athlete, but more as a person, as a female. And I want her to be back.
Does that, when you see Ronda doing everything that she's doing, not just fighting, but, you know, popping up on SNL and doing movies and a book and blah, 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 does that make the wheels turn in your head? I want to start branching out and doing this other stuff, or do you just focus?
Yes, I want to, but there is a time for preparations for the fight, and there is a time for media and all kinds of different stuff, you know?
Right.
So I'm taking my job very serious, and, you know, I want to be more focused on my fighting career.
Can you act? Very good. She just did the whole hairbrush. Yes.
That was very good. That was almost Shakespearean.
And we didn't ask, we had Cowboy Cerrone was in before. We didn't ask him, but he's doing like 6 episodes of Always Sunny, I believe.
Huh.
He's actually doing, that was on page 2 of the prep sheet. So a lot of the fighters are doing other gigs.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
No, yeah. But she's worried about her.
I don't know, I'm just saying. She showed
I'm selfish sometimes.
Yeah, good. But you kind of have to be, right? Like, it's an individual sport. It's not a team thing.
Yeah, it is, but at the end, not, you know? Like, my coaches, physiotherapists, like dietitians, nutritionists, other people, they work with me for a long time before the fight, but when I step into the octagon, I'm by myself, just me and my opponent, so... Yeah.
When you're fighting and your coaches are yelling at you, can you actually hear what they're saying?
Yes, I can, and this is good. And I like it because they can see more, you know.
So you actually, I always feel like I'd be embarrassed with people yelling, like, do this, do that.
I know!
But I listen just to my coaches, you know, not to other people.
But you actually can process what they're saying and be like, okay, like, in the heat of the moment, you can change up your plan.
Like a robot?
Yeah.
So I act like a robot. We have some game plan before the fight, but you must take the fight second by second, you know. But you must listen to your corner and just, you know, take this fight and just keep on going.
How long did it take you to find coaches that you could trust? Because that's a huge amount of trust.
Yes, it is. So I moved to Florida last week.
Yes.
So I changed my team, my coaches. My head coach is Mike Brown. I'm training at a American top team in Coconut Creek. Mike, he was former WEC champion before UFC bought WEC. So I have good people around me, and I feel like I can trust him and the other coaches. And yeah.
Where were you before Florida?
Poland.
Oh, you came right from Poland?
My hometown, Olsztyn. Yep.
Do you miss it, or are you kind of happy to be somewhere else?
I miss it, but it was my choice, you know, my decision to change something in my life, and I want to do more stuff here in US, so that's why I moved, and I really like United States.
Yeah, Florida seems like a good place if you're going to come to the States. It's lovely in Florida.
Yep.
Warm.
Yeah. Poland's cold, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes.
You have a twin sister?
Yes, I do.
I wasn't
and
asking
one
you.
older, and one older.
So your twin sister, what does she do?
She's an accountant.
An accountant?
Accountant?
Yeah, accountant. Okay.
What does your family, your sisters, what do they think of the fact that you're becoming this kind of internationally known person?
They're happy for me.
They like it.
They were with me in Vegas, and they were like, hey, why you don't stay here, you know? It's different. People treat you different than in Poland, you know, because UFC is simply the best MMA organization in the world, but it's such a big in US, bigger than in Europe.
Oh, so they know you much more here than in Poland.
Yes and not.
Yeah. Wait.
Yes, because I'm doing like all kinds of stuff in Poland, like lots of media obligations. Like I'm like some brand ambassador of few big brands in Poland. But yeah, I feel like I can do more here.
Do you and your sister, are you twins where you look exactly alike, or you just...
No, we totally different.
What does she look like?
Skinny, quiet, but she's tough.
Did you fight with her a lot?
Like every brother and sister, or sister and sister, yeah.
I'm always, I didn't fight a lot growing up.
No?
No, I just got bullied.
Yeah, you got beaten up.
So sorry.
Yeah.
You didn't get
Feel
beaten
sorry for you.
You didn't get beat up as a child?
Not at all.
Most fighters have some kind of a background.
Bad experience. No,
Yeah.
me not.
You just decided you enjoyed
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Well, that's rare. Usually you don't find people just enjoy the idea of fighting.
Yeah, just like, I want to give this a try. Yeah, totally.
And so then Dana puts you in this thing and you're becoming huge. Do you have endorsements?
What does it mean?
Like Reebok or other people that sign you? Because you have a...
Yeah. Samsung, Poland, and Reebok, and the other. Yeah.
All right.
Few.
Cool.
All right, well, good luck in Madison Square Garden. I'm really happy that you're fighting. You're really fun to watch.
Thank you so much.
Tickets go on sale on Friday.
Yes.
For UFC 205 at Madison Square Garden, which is on November 12th. That's when the
12th.
show is. Tickets are on sale Friday. They're going to sell out
very quickly.
It's going to be the biggest UFC show this year.
Yes.
It might be the biggest UFC ever with Conor fighting
Yes.
Eddie, and also Weidman. Chris Weidman is on the card. Cowboy's on the card. You're on. It's an amazing.
Stephen Thompson.
Oh, that's right, against Tyron Woodley for the
Misha Tate, Rocket
welterweight.
Pennington.
Fuck, Misha Tate's fighting too. Yeah, it's an amazing card, so it's going to sell out.
It's going to be very, very exciting.
Guys, you must be there.
We will.
I'm definitely going to try to score a free ticket. I was trying to get Dan to give me tickets. I don't like to pay for them.
You know,
they're very expensive. No. So I guess that's it for us for the day. Our show is done.
Yes, thank you for coming by.
Thank you so much.
We have Sully from Godsmack coming in tomorrow.
Yes.
So that should be exciting. We'll be back here at 8 a.m. So goodbye until then.